And we'll be back at 2 o'clock. Don't worry about it. And the aftermarket show has some more earnings to come through. But let's get on over to the midday, learn to trade options. Joe and Sharif, go get them.
Yes, yes, yes. What is up, beautiful people? Welcome to How to Trade, formerly known as That Midday Show. That is your boy, Joe. We got to give you a nickname. Joe ain't going to cut it.
No,
so, Satay got Crypto Queen.
Crypto Queen.
Right,
okay.
Adara's the Human Algo. Ooh. It's the Katina Man, the Neo. No, you definitely need a nickname.
I mean, it'll come. We don't want to force it, right? We
100%.
want those things to come naturally.
100%.
Exactly, Fabian. We want it to come naturally.
Yeah. Calm down there, Ram. You're not a signing.
Hey, listen, I must say, though, real quick, Ram, all those chocolates are gone. So what I did is I stashed a couple in the freezer. Hey, that's the couple.
Obi openly admitted taking like a quarter to half of those yesterday.
Yeah, how did they all go in there? It must have been 100 plus.
Because he is.
I just want to know what freezer. Which freezer?
The top. It's in the top corner, top right corner in the kitchen. Hey, got you, brother.
All right, guys, let's do some shout outs here. We didn't do the patented roll call. There we go. We got Gorev, the beautiful Gate, Chris Ivy, Jeremy Newman, Nathan, David Clark, Maxi Jr., Skyline, what's up to you? We got Aft as opposed to 4. Blue Arrow, we got Matei Slade, Italian Honeybees, Zion Lala, we got Klein or Kion, Lynn, Fat Figga, my man Fat Figga, what's going on? We got Artem, we got IK, we got Stock Up, the main man though, Adam DeLuce, TX, Redman 1320, oh, we got Stock Up, QB's Mo. Who else, man? RTJ. We got Nessa, Colby, Brady, Future Eddie. We got Cryptonomics. I like that. Why not? Hey, Davis as well. E-Force. Marty M. We got Bright Awakening and Burr Vision. And Future Eddie's also decided to join us today, as well as Kenneth C. Welcome to everybody. You guys are in for a treat today. Your boy over there, Joe, has got a lesson lined up. Hey, it's all about that iron.
Yeah, we do. We're going to talk some Iron Condor, guys. I think it's going to be a good one. It's not the longest one, but we got some stuff that we can go through, but it's something great that you can implement in one of the directions of the market. But Sharif, do you got anything we want to touch on before we dive right in?
Not really, man.
All right.
Just watching these small cap gappers, but we'll get to them. They're not pressing.
All right, guys. So let's get right into this here. I mean, I think we're going to be a good one. I think you guys are going to like this one. We're going to add a lot more to our playbooks here with this one here, guys, because it is a market-neutral strategy. So today's lesson is on the Iron Condor. Now, we went through a lesson previously before on credit spreads. So those who were paying attention and those who were here, this should become a lot more simplistic. So the thing is with options, all the names are what may be slightly intimidating, but they're all just a combination of different spreads, all right? So the Iron Condor, we're gonna find out what this is, and once you get an understanding, if you were here for my credit spread lesson, then this is gonna be really easy for you. And even if you weren't, then let's get an understanding of what this system actually is, guys. So, all right, the Iron Condor. So just breaking down the Iron Condor is what we're gonna get into first. It's just a combination of really bull put and a bear call spread. Then we're gonna go through the technicals and stock selection, identifying trends, because this is really key to utilizing the Iron Condor, all right? So then we'll go through a couple benefits and risk management, guys. There's nothing overly complicated. I mean, if I can figure it out, you can definitely figure it out too there, guys. So let's get right into it. So the Iron Condor is essentially a market neutral option strategy. It's best used when a stock or index is trading sideways. It consists of the combination of 2 credit-based legs, the bull put spread and the bear call spread. All right, very simplistic. So when you're implementing the Iron Condor, you just really want to focus on sideways movement. It's a market neutral strategy. So essentially what it is showing you is that you have a bear call spread and you have a bull put spread. Well, what does that tell you? With a bull put spread, you think that price is going to increase or won't decrease past said strike price. The same with a bear call spread. You think price is going to decrease or won't exceed said short strike price, all right? So this is exactly a combination of both of those, all right? So the bull put spread is a credit-based trade. The trade is constructed by selling a put at a specific strike price while simultaneously buying an additional put at a strike price lower than the short put, creating a net credit. And this is something key to keep in mind too. So when you're creating an iron condor, you're combining two credit trades, creating even a double premium essentially of net credit, all right? So the bear call spread is constructed by selling a call while simultaneously buying a call at a higher strike price, creating a net credit. So just using my hands, you sell a short call here, and then higher up in the options chain, you buy one here. So we'll use Tesla for an example today, trading around 250 bucks. Say we wanted to short it there. 250 is our short call, and then 255 will be our long call there, guys. All right, so it's very simplistic. We went over this stuff with the credit trades before, but now here's how you construct an iron condor, right? So sell one out the money put, and then you buy another out the money put. You sell one out the money call, and then you buy another out the money call. And what this essentially does is creates a range in between your short call and your short put strike prices. So let me try to simplify this a little bit. And we're gonna go over it over and over again. So hopefully that you understand that the iron condor is actually not that complicated of a strategy. And it's actually really fantastic because you can create a trade that says, hey, I don't think price is gonna go higher than this, and I don't think price is going to go lower this, all right? Lower than this, all right? So when selecting your short option, you can use delta or key support and resistance zones. The stock has to close in between your short put and short call in order for you to collect the full premiums. So the wider the spread, the more likely the stock will close within your specific range, as I previously stated, all right? So what you essentially want to do is you want to find sideways movement that is going to allow you to create this type of trade and then profit within the range. So it's very different because it's not as directionally biased. This is why it's called a market neutral strategy. The underlying asset can still go up, it can still go down, but as long as it closes within that range, you can create and construct a profitable trade, all right? So that's one thing that's really, really key to iron condors and why a lot of credit-based traders or even other traders like to use this system, because it gives you such a large variance and to be wrong and still create a profitable trade, guys. So hopefully everyone's sticking with me so far. We got a little bit more to go through here, and then we'll take a quick break. So
You're good.
This is how it would look constructed on the options chain, all right? So as I said before, this is where you would sell your short call. You want this to be in lesser value than your long call, right? So this is really key. And I mentioned this before with you guys, when you're constructing new options trades, you want to go onto the chain and then practice manipulating the chain and how you want to construct the spreads, all right? Or trades, sorry. Or the strategy that you're looking to implement. So this is really key, and this is what I did. I remember when I first started reading about them, it didn't make sense to me. I'm like, out the money here, in the money here, Sharif. That can get kind of confusing.
Absolutely.
But then when you put things into a physical perspective, it allows you to give you a better picture, all right? So here's the exact same with the short puts. So we have a short put, and then at a lesser price, we have a long put. So what this essentially tells us is that we don't think that in the coming weeks, by November 8th, that Google is not going to close in between $160 and $167. So you can see we have a definitive range where we think that in the coming weeks, Google is going to close in between. We're not directionally biased at all. We are market neutral, all right? So this is how the risk would look, and this is how you know you're setting up your iron condor correctly, all right? So this is just an order preview. You can see your deltas, your gammas, your thetas, and then you can actually see the charting of how options risk is set. So this is how you would want your iron condor to look. And essentially what this tells you is that from this range is your profit potential. So as we constructed it before, we know that as long as Google closes within this price range, right? So if I could do this live, you would bring it down to there, and then you would bring this line down to here, and that just says this is where we are going to be able to collect full premiums, and then we will have our specific range, and if it closes outside of that range, there's more key to iron condors is because essentially, and we'll touch on this more, one side of your trade is going to be correct, right? Because both sides of your legs can't close in the money. So that's one really, really good specific thing about iron condors, guys. And we will take a break here and we will come back to it.
Absolutely. All right. Let's talk about some trading right now. We're gonna pay a bill in a couple of minutes, but I'm in Boeing here to try to take it off the 10x. Shout out to Adara who brought this trade to my attention. I'm looking to take it off this 155 break and take. It did breach the 10 exponential by a couple of shekels, but it was able to weasel its way right above the 10 exponential, and now we're knocking on the door of 17s. Boeing, obviously in the news. Not so good, sadly. Their machinists basically refused the new contract. They want more money, and they also want a pension. They don't want none of that 401k crap. They want definite guaranteed money, and they're also looking for guarantees that they won't move union jobs to non-unionized factories out in the Southeast. They want guarantees that the planes will continue to be made in the Northwest. I'm taking this long despite the bad news catalyst, looking for the bounce here, looking to wet my beak at 133s. I'm basically long even dollars. Let's see what we get, and we won't get upset. But we got to pay a bill, Fabian, right? Okay, so let's get right to it, baby. Big news from VinFast, the ticker VFS, the Vietnamese electric vehicle powerhouse. They've announced record-breaking numbers for the third quarter of 2024 on October 22nd, delivering over 21,000 EVs. That's a jaw-dropping 116% year-over-year increase and an impressive 66% jump from last quarter. And here's the kicker. September was a blockbuster month with more than 9,300 EVs delivered in just Vietnam alone. It's the highest monthly figure ever in the domestic market, setting a new milestone in the country's automotive history. VinFast is now officially the market leader, beating out international rivals by 50%. This marks the first time a Vietnamese EV brand has claimed the top spot. Vietnam joins an elite group of nations where homegrown pure-play EVs companies leads the market. It's a major moment for the industry, and all eyes are now on VinFast as they prepare to release their Q3 financial results on November 26, 2024. Stay tuned, Joe. It wouldn't be a VinFast ad read if I didn't wax about how much I love their VF9. Now, if you ever weasel your way over to Yorkdale,
okay,
they got a shop over there, and they got the VF8.
Yeah. Hey, we'll
the VF9 though is right down my alley.
Are they making money though?
Well, they're gonna. You didn't listen to the ad read, Joe.
I was reading questions. Sorry.
Play it, bro. I'm praying. All right, Joe. We're printing up a storm here on Boeing, baby. We're about 55 pennies in the money. Shout out to Adara for bringing this to my attention. The human algo strikes again. We're looking for a high day break and take right now, 155.89. And Adara kept going like this to me earlier when she was telling me about the boy. She's like, I'm like, Adara, don't do that. The airplanes are going to fall out of the sky. It's an omen. There she goes again. Get it, Adara. All right, so we're having a good time today on the show. Joe, looking to take some profits up here. We're going to put an order out at 69s because what's life without whimsy?
That's it. No, great stuff, brother. You're already printing.
Stop it.
Fabian,
Get
stop.
some help.
Fabian, are you still working on my money storm? Because we need that. Like, especially on today's like today. We need the money storm, all right? It's absolutely storm out there, guys. Throw your questions in the chat. We already have a couple good questions here from Fugazi Bear. Joe W., when selling spreads and condors in order to take profits at expiration, do you need to close out the option or can you just let them expire? Absolutely, you can just let those expire, especially if they are extremely out the money or the underlying asset is trading within your range and within close to expiry. It's not even going to be any close to trading outside of that range, right? So again, just keep in mind, if you're in about like day 2 or day 3 or however long you set your expiry out and you still have some duration, but you've collected the majority of the profit, you can also just close those out because less time in the market is really good. So say you collect $50 on an iron condor expiring at the end of the week, and then by Tuesday or Wednesday, you've collected 35 or 40. The other $5 a day isn't really worth it, right? So just close it out. Get your money out of the market, or you could just let those expire. So you have the total option on both of those. So that's a great question. Fugazi Bear, we had another one. Joe, someone asked me, can you explain this using contracts or shares? Well, that's the intention, is that these are options contracts. That's how you have the ability to manipulate the way that you set up this trade, right? So you're selling contracts here, buying contracts lower in a bull put, and then you're selling contracts here and buying higher in a bear call. The combination of them both create an iron condor. So that's a good one. So yeah, guys, is asking for $5 to exercise 2 shares of $1 per. So I have to go through some of your questions, guys, but as of right now, we're going to take a look at the overall market. Tesla is still continuing to the northeast side. Absolute beautiful trajectory here. And this thing's been absolutely monstrous. I read that the supercharged stations are up 20% year over year. He's becoming profitable on creating EVs, which a lot of other automakers are not. And the margins are just astronomical, apparently. So that's why this stock is buzzing. So that's a really big quarter for Elon.
Get it, Elon.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Elon Musk is absolutely killing it, and he needed that. So, I mean, I guess with the charging stations, he's just racking up a bunch of cash with that. So
yeah, man, he's killing it.
Yeah, so again, and 20% over year, and I think that's one thing that people need in order to adopt EVs more, is that we need the infrastructure. You need to be able to charge fast. You can't just be going to Sherway Gardens and planning to charge your EVs all the time.
I like that. That was like, is that your move if you have to get an EV?
You got to go to Sherway or something.
Straight up, that's like my move too, because the dinosaurs in my buildings don't want to put any chargers.
Exactly. So there you go. So you can't charge at home if you live in a condo and stuff. Yeah.
All right, guys, a couple of things over here. We're still waiting for a beak wetter, or the final beak wetter, that is, on Boeing. Looking for that near high day break and take. It's still zigging and zagging with the $0.5. Unsurprised, though, that it is having issues with said $0.5, because we did weasel up here initially at around 1/4 and we did reject. It was a quick breach of that 80-cent level, 155.80, and then we weaseled all the way back down. I'm also in another trade right now. I'm in VKTX. It's awfully spready, awfully expensive, and awfully volatile. This one was moving yesterday. I'm looking, just getting something off the volume weighted average price. See if this one wants to hold or anything in and around this area. Waiting at around the $0.5, but I think that might be a lofty price target. So we're going to wet our beak here. Boom, nice. That's a 40-penny winner, quick as you like there. We're looking for more, though. Obviously the high of the day is almost $76. I'm long 71 or less than 71. Wow. Look at that. Look at that bamboozlement. It just dips below 71, then back into 71.20 like that. If you're not ready for the volatility and the spreads, then VKTX, not the stock for you. It is quite interesting right now. The reason I'm in it, volume weighted average price, hold. That's the only reason. If it doesn't hold this area and it breaks down, I'm Gonzino, looking for a move up, possibly into 72. Obviously the high a little bit higher than that. Now, why do I look at 72? Because we had this whiffle and waffle level over here where we couldn't break it. So if that's going to be an issue, then I kind of want to be on the lookout for a possible rejection there. Let's see if it, number one, can hold up at 71. We're getting 70, 98 right now at the ask. I'm happy that I was able to wet my beak there, because as you can see, the volatility is real fast and certainly furious here. 70, 87 on the bid. That ain't going to cut it. I'm just going to make sure where my out is on this bad boy. Yeah, we're going to give this one a little bit more room. But I think anything around the $0.5, I'm going to have to flatten out over here. My stop is below 70, but that's not the trade now that I've wet my beak. I think, you know, if it comes back into 70, I might be able to add, but I don't want to hold it into 70 and then be forced to dollar cost average, right? Because then you're still holding the position. Whereas if you get out, you can always make a more clear-minded, clear-headed assessment as to whether 70 is the level to add. Because if you're still holding shares, well, then you know you either have to add or you just have to hold the shares that you've got, right? And so then are you really making a clear-headed assessment there? No, I think you're kind of maybe, you know, persuaded in a way. Here we go, coming back down into that $half level, not allowing any, what's up? I can't hear you. Okay, so coming back into that $half level, Joe, we're gonna have to pack our patience here. Still above VWAP though, that's the thing, keeping me interested. I think, yeah, I'm gonna flatten out here for the remaining amount. We'll look to get back in if it does break below 70. So VKTX, break and take, not happening. Also, BA, we did get the fill on BA at 69. Didn't even realize I got that fill. So that's a nice 69 penny winner.
We need the money storm, man.
We do. But we also
money storm, Fabian.
We also need Adira to let us know what's good at the green screen.
Storm of money being spent here, I guess, on some of these earnings trades. We, of course, TSLA, a lot of these names. We do have our earnings segment at 11:40 a.m. where we'll get into more details. But for today's segment, we're going to look at the larger S&P 500 movers to the upside and downside. I wanted to specialize once again here on downside movers on earnings day one. We're going to start off here with Honeywell, HON. This company here actually beating on EPS, but they missed on sales. One of many companies in this space to bring up Boeing during their earnings call. We know LUV also did this. Honeywell is saying that the Boeing circumstances are, quote, very challenging, but they actually don't feel like Boeing is going to impact their Q4 forecast in any way. And they said they really haven't had any issues when it comes to their shipments. So HON on watch the downside there. Keurig Dr. Pepper looking much weaker, though. KDP at lows of day as we speak. Announcing here inline EPS, a sales miss, and saying they're going to acquire this ghost lifestyle company for $990 million in exchange for a 60% stake. So acquisition and a miss here for KDP. Also really similar here for TSCO. Apologize, you don't have the chart up there, but TSCO, Tractor Supply Co., much like what we saw here with KDP, they missed on net sales. They had inline EPS, and they actually confirmed they are going to be acquiring a company. For them, they're going to be looking into acquiring here Alavet. So confirmed acquisitions for not one, but two of these earnings companies to the downside. If you like what you see, if there's any tickers you're looking at that you want to have Neil and Sean cover at 2 p.m. on the rundown, vote, exclamation point, join, space, $, and whatever ticker you're looking at, you have until 1:50 to do so in our subscribers only chat, guys.
All right. Yeah, VKTX shouldn't have got out of that one. Yeah. It's at $72 now, Joe. So, yeah, that's a mover. Great VWAP hold. Shouldn't have been quick to count the win and actually should have been trading it. You know, that was a mistake on my part. There we go, 72, retaking the 10 exponential. Let's see if it can take 72 now. So there's a whole lot of chop and churn initially, at 72. We're still below it right now. But I know what you guys want to talk about. You guys want to talk about the buy program that's manifesting right now on Tesla. Nary a red candle on the 5 or whatever else you're looking at over here. Obviously, we had that initial morning chop as the initial orders came in. But look how consistent this is now on the 5-minute chart. 6 green candles in a row, each with successively higher highs and higher lows. None touching or breaching the 10 exponential moving average on the 5. And there we go, taking out the top, 253.25 right now. Where do we encounter resistance? Let's have a look at the 4. Okay, so we're not too far away from it over here. We're about, well, no, we kind of are still. Yeah, we're about $10 away from it. Yeah.
260s.
264. Yeah, there you go. This is the 4-hour, guys. This is late September 27th. This is October 1st over here. So we've got room to squeeze before we encounter like real resistance. Local resistance over here, we took out. This is October the 4th, topping tail. Comes in at 252.5. We're at 253, essentially and a half right now, HOD on TSLA. So yeah, I don't think we hit any sort of real resistance, Joe, till that 260 number. That seems to be. That seems to be my best guess. Now, how we get there, an entirely different story. Do we zag and zag, or do we do more of this buy program that we see on the 5 minute?
You know what? I think we continue to the northeast side there with that one, Sharif, because I just think the report was too strong, and that's exactly what the street needed in order for this stock to continue to the north side. So I really think that we break those pivot highs in the near term. I think by next week. So I think Tesla, we got some Tesla in the LT as well too at a really great price. So I'm really happy with this one. I'm not going to underestimate Elon. You can't in the long term, even though once in a while he does have some not so good reports and stuff like that. But that comes with the game and when you're in the auto industry and stuff like that. So I think within the next week or so we break the 265 and we continue to the north side. But guys, the questions have been absolutely flowing in. I can't go through them all, but just keep putting them in the chat if I didn't see them yet or didn't answer them yet. But I'm going to go over a couple. So we have one from Thomas Sims. Just, Joe, you may want to explain how to close it out for ones that don't know. Basically do the opposite. Exactly. So Mike Guardian asked, what is the difference between buy to open and buy to close? So exactly, just simplify it. So when you're going to open this and your broker will allow you to do so, right? You can either, and we're going to touch on this a little bit later, but you can open this trade up simultaneously. So you can create your bull put spread and you can create your bear call spread, and then you can have these open at the exact same time, or you can do them separately as well too. So when you want to open it, you could just buy to open. Your broker will just buy it, even though it's still a net credit, and then sometimes your broker will just say close, right? So you have the option to just close the position, which is a lot more simplistic. Excuse me. But there's another way that you can do it. Excuse me. You can also just do it individually. So you can buy back your short call or short put, and then you can sell your your long call and your short put, your long put as well too, right? So you can do it kind of separately, or you can kind of do them in conjunction, all right? So hopefully that answers your question. So between buy to open and buy to close, it's exactly that. So when you go to buy to open, you're just opening that position. When you're going to buy to close, you can actually just go sell to close, and your broker should just close out that position. You also have the opportunity to just go to flat out close the position, and your broker will allow you to do that too. So hopefully that answered that question. Keep throwing them in the chat. I know I missed a bunch of them. But guys, yeah, so Joe, I held my Tesla December 2024 calls. They are 35% in the profit now. Close or hold until 260. I mean, IK, that's totally up to you. I mean, 35%, I don't know how many contracts you have. Are you looking to take some profit here, or are you looking for that extended move? Have a trade idea, have a trade plan, and then just go and execute that. But I mean, taking profits up 35%, there's nothing wrong with that. December, you still have plenty of time. I don't know what you paid for those, but good luck. I'm glad you had those, because this thing has been absolutely monstrous on the session, guys. So Iron Condor on the SPY today, like, yeah. So the way the current price action is trading, this is exactly what we want to look for, right? So when we're doing an Iron Condor, you can do a 0 DTE on the Qs and the SPY, and this is the type of setup you're gonna look for on longer time frame durations, or something that is equal to your risk tolerance, right? Something that you're comfortable with. I usually do weeklies. I like to do weekly Iron Condors. You're obviously not going to collect as much premium as if you were to do, say, a month or a little bit more than that. And same with 1 DTE. You're not going to collect as much premium, right? Because therefore, the asset doesn't have that much time to room. So not much extrinsic value there, guys. But yeah, keep, I know you say, it's okay if you don't know. I just like to understand the non-standard options on splits. Havana Woody, yeah, I'm not too sure about that. I'll have to read your question again and then go over it. But guys, Tesla is absolutely ripping to the top side. We'll take a look at my screen here. We're not in it, but I mean, this consolidation here sitting around 248, 249, and then taking that second leg up, you just had to be a little bit patient. The volume started to step in on the lower time frames as well too, which is really important for this thing to continue to the northeast, guys. But hey, I was talking to Sharif. Sean and I were fist pumping earlier too on IBIT. This thing is starting to recover, and that's kind of what I want to see from IBIT is, even though it seemed like it lost that 69K level a little, not too long ago, yeah, around 69,000, I still want it to hold here, and holding here is really important, I think, in order for us to continue to the top side. I don't know why my screen isn't working. We'll go over to Sharif's screen while I get this sorted out here. But yeah, guys, I really like iBit. We're going to wait and see. I was anything but patient with Tesla. Yeah, Greg, I know. Hey, if you waited a little bit, you would have got your target. We were talking earlier, so you had the right idea just a little bit early to the dance. And that
Joe, we've been doing some stuff over here, man.
Yeah. What do you
Got short on Boeing, covered quickly there for it broke 155, broke the 10. It's now at the 20. I'll go long again if it holds a 20 here, man. But it gave up the 10 decisively, so I punched short at 55, covered at 69 because it's a lucky number today, and now it's breaking down below the 20, guys. Boeing could be set to go to about 153.75. That's where the volume weighted average price is hanging out on my chart. If it decidedly breaks the 20 exponential, that will be very interesting. We're going to keep an eye on that. And when I say 20 exponential, 10, 50, I'm always talking about the 5-minute charts. I will never reference the moving averages on the 1-minute chart. I will execute on the 1, but never reference to the 1. Now I got in boom on VKTX 7150. We took that out at 72. It's still going, Joe. VK dang TX. What a beautiful 4-candle hold up at the volume weighted average price. No, I want to show the chart. Look at this, 70 to the dang T. To the T, baby. And now it's knocking the door of... I love when you do that. I love when you do that. You troll me. 72.50 here, Ram. There was some chop and churn, essentially, so I want to see whether we take it. I think we've definitely done enough to persuade me that there's enough buying here to take us north of this 72, because we knew that 72 was a bit of an elusive level before this big boy move up. So there it goes, 72.50. Go VKTX. Only up 20%, but it's a mover, as you can see. It's giving you dollars, baby. It's giving you dollars and 50 pennies just like that. So we're going to keep an eye up on this bad boy over here, VKTX. And it behooves me to tell you the details on this monster, VKTX. Let's find out here, guys. Viking Therapeutics. It ain't no small cap gapper, baby. It's $8 billion in market cap with 9 1/3 million shares traded on the day, and it's got a nice float there of 102 million shares available for trading. Let's find out what the short float is on VKTX. VKTX, let's go, bro. 13.75% of the 100 million shares and change is being borrowed by the market for shorting. So, you know, we could absolutely get parabolic, and I'll submit to you that we already had a big boy day on VKTX yesterday. The crypto queen, Satya, was trading up a storm on this yesterday, and there you go. We had a bit of a subdued day, but when you put it in context, when you look at this, from $60.50, we weasel up to $64.75, quick as you like. That's in the aftermarket, of course. We were selling, and we were using VWAP very aggressively yesterday as an area to get short. It was once, twice, OB thrice, and then you even had a 4th attempt over here. So great look in terms of VKTX respecting technicals. And then today, we get some of that same VWAP love, but from the other side. We get it this time as support rather than resistance. So the volume weighted average price featuring on VKTX, and I won't be convinced any different. So we're going to keep an eye out on that. We also have another small cap gapper. Thank you to the chat for bringing this to my attention. We got the Burro. Where's Fabian? Does anybody else speak Spanish around here?
Yeah, I speak a little Spanish.
You do, right? Doesn't Burro mean like donkey?
Yeah, that I wouldn't know.
Burro in Spanish, does it mean donkey, Neil? Spanish. Then why were you asking? Why were you saying? Come on, man. Come on, fact check me, chat.
Yo hablo poquito español, mi amigo.
It's donkey, yes, Neil Rob, yes.
I know, pero.
Vindicated.
Pero.
No, it was on 2.5 Men. I won't say why. I can't for, legal reasons, Ram, because it is not PG-13.
I know, pero is dog and gato is cat.
Okay, I did know gato was cat. Yeah.
Pero.
Gato, yes, okay. Yes, I love it. Okay, the chat. I love when the chat fact checks you super quick, bro.
Yeah, that's it.
Super quick. Thank you, guys. Raul tell me burro means donkey. Well, we got the burro up on the screen right now, and the burrow's awfully respectful of that volume-weighted average price. Look at that double bottom, Ram, right off that white line. It holds up a 2-candle hold-up, and I'll submit to you that these are kind of bottoming tail candles. And what does that mean? Why is that relevant? Well, it means when it got to a specific level, price action level that is, there was a whole lot of exuberant buying there, so much so that the price couldn't spend any time there because the buy orders were flooding in. So we're going to wait to see if this one wants to set up. Here's what it looks on the 1-minute chart. A little zig, a little zag. I don't like it nearly as much on the 1 as I do on the 5. In fact, I like it less because now I see this sparsely traded area over here with above average volume. Right? Like compare the volume over here in the early 11 o'clock hour to now in the late or the after the half past the hour. Volume really dropping off. That's not what I want to see. I want to see volume continuation, especially if this bad boy wants to start printing big volume midday, not in the pre-market or at the open. So BURU, I'll give you the details on this monster as well real quick over here. It is a very small market cap, guys, 2.75 million shares. The volume, as I suspected, light 2 2/3 million shares trade on the day, and the float's 10 million shares. And let's find out what the short float, if any, is over here. BURU, 2.4%, not the biggest, but not, yeah, kind of negligible. Not really, but nothing that I'd really want to base any trades on. Joe, what are you looking at, dude?
Yeah, I'm just reading Havana Woody's question here, and they were asking they said, hey, I don't really understand how to close one contract with the other. I'm not too sure about your question, but just elaborate, break it down a little bit more for me, and I'll do the best that I can to answer that. And I know you have another one there, but I was too busy reading other things here. So, but guys, we're over here in IBIT. I mean, this thing has been trading really well. I wasn't expecting it to put in a day like it was. I thought we were going to be a little bit more bearish, but I mean, when this thing starts to move, it really starts to move. So you just got to go with the price action with that one. The overall market is absolutely just dragging everything down, even though we're still up about 0.6% on the Qs and about just 1/10% on the SPY. So we're slowly crawling down. NVDA has been relatively weak here as well too. I mean, we don't like that. We need this thing to be strong. And I was mentioning this. I don't
Strong like burro?
Yeah, strong like burro, strong like pero, all these things like that. So guys, I mean, I don't really love, the one thing that I don't really like is that, okay, yeah, we broke these, we made new all-time highs on NVDA, but they just hold. We're not getting those continuation days. I want to see some continuation. Even though this pullback is relatively weak, the volume is low, but come on, just keep going to the northeast side. We want you to continue to go higher and higher. So, I mean, expect this. They don't report till next month. We still got some earnings reports coming in. So I mentioned this before, I think, with those strong reports, especially if Tesla's strong, then I think that we're going to continue into that strength. And then that's going to break some all-time highs for the Qs, I think, too, because it has been lagging the SPY. So let's pull up the Qs. I mean, it's only a matter of time. It's not too far off, only a couple percent, maybe at most. Not even, probably 1 or 2% at max off the all-time highs. But I think with these good reports, we're going to get that push, and I think we're going to break. I would just like to see this price action a little bit cleaner. But guys, hey, I mean, we're talking about iron condors today. In the midst of earnings season, it's not necessarily a strategy you want to implement. But after, in the dead era, in the dead time, when we don't have anything, it's just day-to-day news catalysts, no major reports. That's when we're going to look to implement the iron condor and something like this. So after all the big boys, all the Meg 7 report, we're going to look into some trades here on the Q, Sharif, I think,
sir,
because that's where everything's going to be. We want to follow the momentum, and we want to follow where all the hype is at. We want to stick to what's strong, and what's strong is Tesla. So we're going to definitely look to make some options trades on that. Volatility is extremely high, so you're going to catch an increase in premiums with that as well too. So that's good. I wouldn't suggest buying contracts right now because you're buying in increased implied volatility. So therefore, the value of the contracts are going to be significantly more. But when you're selling premiums and you have bearish ideas, this is the time to do so, or bearish or bullish, whatever it may be. But this is the time to do so when volatility is extremely high, Sharif, and then starting to slowly dwindle.
Joe, we gotta shout out everybody around here because you know we always boost each other up.
Yeah,
right. Keep each other afloat. Well, I want to shout out my man Neil. because Neil had a $13 winner on Tesla. That's a whole lot of dollar clubs, my man.
Jeez.
Shout out to you. The dude is out. He was long 243. I saw it for myself. I saw you in at 243. 47.
Regardless.
So
Regardless.
$8. You said 255. Ah, got it. Go to Neil's monitor. He's going to talk about this super quick.
So I wanted to jump. I wanted to jump on and just give you the reason for that. Hey, Davis was in the chat, and I was like, I have to follow the rule. I wouldn't short Tesla, but if I'm looking at what happened since that break, we're talking about the 251 breakout. So I was going to play off of a 51. I thought failed breakout for some dip buys, didn't happen. So established a new trend off of that 51 move. It went to 55. If I was short and looking mean revert, then I would be shorting underneath there. So if I'm long, then I'm holding and didn't re-enter, then it's an out here. It's not a short for me, but it's a get out of the trade and then look for the next opportunity. Oh, the other thing, now I have to awkwardly change my chart like this. I don't know, Quantumscape is New York. Shout out to Obi for this one. Win, lose, or draw. Quantumscape, doesn't matter what happens here, it was the look that matters the most. So Quantumscape had size following it back into the downside. Bottoming tail candle on volume, consolidation over breakout. This time I wasn't in position, so went into the long. Win, lose, or draw at that point. That's the kind of trade I like in the middle of the day when things have settled down. Look for those mean reversion plays. And look out for Randy. I didn't even realize he was there because I was not looking at my program monitor. Well done, Randy. Good luck, everybody on Tesla. So strong.
Thank you for that, Neil. Sorry, we have Adara at the big desk. She's got something for us. Sorry to keep you waiting, Adara.
It's okay. I have an earnings segment here at 11:40, but first I want to mention Peloton. This one has pulled back a little bit here, but a nice increase in volume here, rounding out on volume as we try to push into that $6.40 level on PTON. They're reporting next Thursday, actually, Halloween morning. We do have David Einhorn saying on Bloomberg TV that he thinks, quote, there's a lot to like with Peloton because of its large customer base and low attrition. So keep an eye on PTON. Got a bit of a pop there. Let's see if that can continue. TSLA, we have to talk about this when it comes to earnings, though we will talk about another name here as well. TSLA having a beat here for earnings per share, 72 cents versus 58 cents expected. Their sales were a miss, $25.182 billion versus estimates of $25.37 billion. However, that revenue missed, but they grew 8% year over year. I was reading through this report, and I will say I did not see any areas where they had a decrease on a year-over-year basis except for expenses. A good look here for TSLA as someone who read through that whole report. We did have Wells Fargo and JP Morgan, even more bearish Tesla analysts, both raising their price targets on the stock. And it's worth noting as well, Elon Musk or the company saying they're still on track to have their new vehicles, including a more affordable model, coming into production in the first half of 2025. However, Elon Musk saying that he thinks having a $25,000 EV would be, quote, silly if it's just a traditional car. So we'll see what happens there. RCX here, kind of pushing a bit to the downside, but still up over 3% and far removed from a lot of yesterday's pre-earnings price action. Lam Research, which did split pretty recently here, they did beat on earnings per share, 86 cents versus 80 cents expected. Sales of $4.17 billion versus $4.05 billion expected. And decent from what I'm seeing here, well-received earnings per share and revenue estimates here. So EPS 87 cents plus or minus 10 cents. Revenue $43 billion plus or minus $300 million. Now, for earnings on watch, bit of a quieter today. Dexcom and Edwards Life Sciences are both reporting tonight, and they both moved pretty well to the downside on their last reports. Dexcom, I know, is down about 30%, so DXCM and EW could be on watch. However, before the open tomorrow, we have a more interesting report that's going to be from New York Community Bank Corp. We know this one can run, and it has had a lot of news as of late. Analysts are looking for a 40-cent loss per share and revenue of $619.66 million. Make sure if these or any other tickers are on your mind, vote for them in the chat, !, join space, $, and whatever ticker you're looking at. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much for that, Adara. That's going to be an interesting earnings night tonight. The Katina Man, I believe, is on the market recap show tonight. Neil taking us through Tesla earnings yesterday. I'm sure that everybody was super excited because, well, it did really good. So if you're long Tesla, kudos. If you were short,
Kudos?
Yep.
Yeah,
Anyway.
adios, we should say.
Yeah, more like adios. I don't mean to disparage anybody, but it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Trading stuff. Guys, Burrow, B-U-R-U. This one's on the Amex network. It's up 30%. I got long. There we go. Now I'm defending 70. The reason I'm in here is to defend that 70 area. I'm gone below 65 pennies. It had a bit of a top there at 75 pennies. So let's see if it wants to hold up at this area over here. We're going to look for this one to zig and zag likely before we're able to extract anything off it. Only reason I'm in at 70 pennies was to defend an area crest, basically hypothesizing that former area of resistance flips to support, trying to put the odds in my favor come what may. We're at 73. Now I'm waiting for about 75-ish. It's going to have to go here. Guys, another one. MNPR. Oh, my goodness. This is a monster. I'm not going to trade this because it can't seem to stay open. It's a halt fest up in this you-know-what. 268.68%. It's halted currently. 1707. The last halt was 15 minutes. Prior to that, we had I believe we had 5-minute halts. Let me double check that. That's incorrect. We had a couple of initial 5-minute halts, and then we had 2 10-minute, 1 5-minute, another 5, and then a 15. Currently, we're 3 minutes deep right now. You know, it looks like it's trending, but it's just tough to trade, so I'm going to stay away from this one. QuantumScape was a good double bottom there. Shout out to the OB. He is the one, Knob, telling Neil about that 615, 610 double bottom. QS, a competitor, obviously, to, you know, these other battery makers. These guys are looking for the holy grail of battery technology, solid state batteries. I believe they're using something like ceramics to try and reduce battery degradation from recharging. It's a whole thing. So anyway, QS in focus. They reported better than expected report, but they also dropped hot lines, but new technology that is coming out. So still involved in this Burrow trade, Joe. What are you looking at?
Yeah, I'm just over here in IBIT still, guys. I took a little bit off the top here. I mean, if we can pull up my chart, that'd be fantastic. So, yeah, I mean, if we pull out, if we come to the break even, we're going to get out. But as you can see here, guys, we took an entry here. We're going to look for the continuation, but we didn't get it. So we punched out of the position exactly where we needed to, and then we got back in exactly where we needed to. So that's just a little key thing there. And then we let the trade start working. We take a little bit of profit, and then we hopefully can continue to the northeast side. So yeah, Havana Woody, I see what you're saying here. Can you close another option with another option? No, but what that can essentially do is lock in a fixed price. And we were talking about this over the weekend, and everybody is familiar with Max. And I said, yeah, man, I had an order out for an options contract to get filled at the open. It missed it. It absolutely tanked. He said, well, what you can do here, Havana, is what you can do is when you doing what you're implementing is that you're locking in a fixed price. So if I wanted to lock in a fixed price on, say, a call, what I could do is I could just sell 100 shares, and then that will give me the locked in price. If I'm long a call, I could just sell 100 shares at whatever price, and then that will give me a locked in price. So hopefully that answers your question. But you can't close a put.
Something happened, Joe. Something happened.
You can't close a put with a call. So yes, something happened. The market's absolutely tanking. IBIT is coming down here. We're going to have to get out of this position here. Let's see what's going on here.
Yeah, I'll take over. Guys, don't know what's going on. We'll keep obviously an eye on it. We just gave up 20,300 on the the NQ December contract. We're zigging and zagging now. We had big red candles manifest on Microsoft, on Meta, and certainly on Apple. Not so much on Tesla, a little bit on NVIDIA. Not sure exactly what's happening. We'll keep an eye out, and we really haven't lost the bid all that much, but there was that aggressive drop. Oh, here we go. Apple's dropping, and the market is dropping as well, guys. Things are moving. Low of day on Softy. Low of, low of day on the future. We're basically at low of day right now. We're about to break 68s.
Wow.
NVIDIA's coming into low of day. Meta just printed low of day. Goggles is faring better. So is Tesla, and so is Amazon. Who else is doing a little bit better over here? Obviously Tesla. So a lot of chop and churn right now in these here markets. Not sure what's going on. We'll obviously keep you guys apprised. All right, the current trade that I'm in, well, I'm done it. So we took out 75 pennies at the top. We got stopped out for the remainder amount as the market did take that flush on BURU. We're going to keep an eye out on these here markets because we could have an opportunity for some trades with this latest flush. Let me bring back, oh, come on, bro. You took me out bottom wick, seriously? All right, all good there. We're gonna look to do a little bit better. There could be some trades to be had here. Google at the volume weighted average price, but that's one hell of a rounded top there. And look at where that rounded top rejected. The exact closing print from yesterday, man. 162.77, it wicks it once and then puts a symphony of lower highs and lower lows to kind of give you that rounded top shape. We're at an interesting area right now. This 162, 162.10, I'm going to submit to you, could be an interesting area given that we held up initially at that area and it's VWAP and it's the whole dollar level. So we're going to keep an eye out on Google. It seems to be a bit stronger than some of these other players today. Some of the monsters that we've been trading in the past, like Apple, Meta, and Microsoft, are both at day's lows or near day low. But look at Tesla, bro. It doesn't even breach the 10 exponential moving average on the 5. What market flush? Doesn't know anything about that. So we're going to keep an eye out on the Cybertruck over here. Looks like NVIDIA could be trying to defend this 139-ish area. 138.80 seems to be the low there. So we'll keep tabs on that one, Joe. But yeah, a lot of midday churn over here. Let's have a look at some of the other small cap gappers. Yeah, Boeing. Well, this is not a small cap gapper, obviously, but I'm very interested here now on Boeing because it did get to VWAP. But I know from previously trading this monster that it does have a way of breaching VWAP, but respecting it with respect to the closing print. The wicks breach, but then as true to form, like this candle over here, bottoming tail candle, it's able to reclaim VWAP super quick. So I'm not going to try to guess whether or not it wants to hold up at VWAP. What I'll do, Ram, is I'll wait for it to print a green candle or two, get above VWAP, close above VWAP, then I'll take the first 5-minute candle to make a new high above its predecessor. That will be my move. By definition, I give up profits by doing that because I get in at a worse price. Positive side of that is I get confirmation, or so I think. So that's what we're going to be looking at right now. VKTX is a dang rocket, bro. Come on, it's $4 off that 70 touch. Keeps going. Good look. What are you doing?
Yeah, that's a good look there, Sharif. As always, yeah, as the market continued to tank, there's only one thing you can do is you can look at the overall sectors and see what's going on, who's doing what. And this is exactly what we're going to look at right now. Is like, why are we selling so heavy? So, guys, as you can see, XLF is a little weak here today on this session. We have XOK, surprisingly, as strong as Tesla may be. I mean, hey, this thing is still weak. And then we got the consumer discretionary. And it's supported by Tesla. Sorry, I should say this consumer discretionary is supported by Tesla, and this is why we are continually somewhat strong here. And one thing to note is when you see the market flush, as it just did, and Tesla hold those levels and not even budge, didn't even flinch on that big volume increase to the downside, then that's how you know there is some strength within the stock, all right? So Tesla really, really strong. That's a good look there. We have the communication services. So if I'm taking a look, I haven't even looked at some of the bigger holdings. If I look, it's probably Netflix, Google, and Meta that are relatively weak. So you can just gauge that from using the ETF. And then we have energy down as well, too. And then the staples are down as well, too. So that is why the overall market may be weak. When you have the top holdings slightly weak in all of these sectors, then therefore you're going to get the mirror image in the overall markets there, guys. So that's a good look here. I think Sharif will dive into the lesson for just a couple minutes. Sure, just to talk a little bit more stuff, and then we're going to get into stock selection and everything like that, all right, guys? So keep throwing your questions in the chat if you have any more questions. So far, they've been great, just about orders and stuff. We will touch on that as well later. So get back into the lesson a little bit. The Iron Condor strategy helps you gauge market movement, eye for an increase in volatility, and helps make entry price more precise, all right? Well, and that's the beauty of it. When you're creating an Iron Condor, you don't need to be so precise, but you just want to select the right strike prices. You're giving yourself a window to work within, all right? So this specific trade setup allows you to take advantage of one of the key directions the market moves, and that is sideways. So this is really important as we're about to move into technical analysis. We all know that it's like, oh, well, I have stocks, but the stock is in Tesla, but it's moving sideways for so long, or you're stuck in something like Qualcomm where the direction is sideways and you're just watching this chop. You're oh, is it going to break out yet? Well, there's ways that you can take advantage of these setups, all right? And this is the Iron Condor, and I know someone mentioned Iron Butterflies as well too, but that is a debit trade. We're going to focus on this credit spread trade, and I just like the structure of the Iron Condor. So now let's take a look into technical analysis and stock selection, all right? So identifying sideways trends is key to executing the Iron Condor correctly, right? The market can only move in 3 directions, up, down, and sideways. So very simplistic. This is one of the directions we can take advantage of using the Iron Condor, all right? Look for support and resistance zones within a stock's price action. Use higher time frames. Now, when I personally create Iron Condors, I'm going on the daily, right? I want to see from a weekly standpoint, are we consolidating? Why are we consolidating, and what is the next potential move? Do we continue to move sideways, or are we going to break out, or is there something leading to a potential breakout or breakdown? So these are key metrics that you want to keep in place, right? Like, why is the stock moving sideways? Well, okay, we're outside of earnings now. Nothing's really going on with the stock. It hasn't had any specific news drop. These are the stocks that we're looking for. We want to find boring underlying assets that are moving sideways and don't have any big news events on the horizon, all right? So avoid stocks that are in a steady uptrend or downtrend. There are other options, strategies to utilize for up and down trending markets, all right? Select stocks that are boring and do not have any high-ranking catalysts ahead, such as earnings, annual conferences, or investor meetings, all right? So let's take a look at what we are specifically looking for. This is Qualcomm. This is the epitome of what you want to find when you're creating an Iron Condor, right? We have definitive support and resistance zones. Well, the range may be big, okay, but what we're going to do is when you're looking to set up a stock like Qualcomm, you want to do about 2 weeks to 30 days until expiration, and then you give yourself a massive range with the ability to collect more premium because the day to expiry is extended out opposed to weekly or daily, right? So these are the type of zones we want to identify. So we have a definitive resistance zone around 175, 177.50 or 180. So what you're going to look to do is you're going to look to sell some calls above this around 185, and then it's essentially a basic bear call spread. So you go 185 as your short call, and then you go 190 for your long call, all right? So this says that price will not breach 185, and then you do the same for your bull put spread. You can see we have definitive support levels here. You can even creep to 165. Or if you want to be more passive, you can go down to about 152.5 and sell the 147.5. So what this does, it gives you a range now that the price can trade. It can do whatever it wants. It can go up, it can go down. But as long as we don't close above 185 and 147, then you are going to collect double the premium on that Iron Condor, all right? So these are the type of zones that we are looking to identify when we are creating Iron Condors. The same thing here with Google. Now, we were talking about Google previously, and things have slightly changed since we were talking about Google. But as you can see, this is an area where I would specifically look to set up an Iron Condor on Google. We have a sideways price movement, but earnings is on the horizon, so avoid it for now. But previously, too, you can easily, after they had the probe into the antitrust into Google, this is something that you would want to look to execute, because even though it is a negative catalyst for the stock, it did its moves. It went through Black Monday, it survived, but it continued to sell and then start to consolidate, right? So the street is looking at something specific on Google. That's why we may not be moving to the top side, all right? So look for these consolidation zones within the underlying asset. And here's another absolutely beautiful one, and this is Progressive. So if you're into the insurance, then here is another really good example of just consolidating stocks before it decides to take another leg higher. So you can sell a range here, and it gives you plenty of time from March till mid-August where you can continuously sell premiums and create Iron Condors saying, hey, we don't think that Progressive is going to close above 225 or 230 if you want to be more passive, and the same to the downside, 200 or 195. You can create this spread, and I'll repeat it again. So when you create a bear call spread and a bull put spread, you now give yourself a range in which order you can be profitable. So it's a lot easier than being directionally biased. And that's what really drove me to Iron Condor, Sharif, is that I can create a trade where it says price isn't going to go higher than this and it's not going to go lower than that. That's just another dynamic tool that you can use in trading equities and contracts, right? Opposed to just being like, hey, we're long and we're short, all right? So there's another look there, guys, all right? Another one on Microsoft, I know that it recently broke out as Google is breaking out right now, which is really nice.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Good call, man.
Yeah, so Google's breaking out right now.
What
so
a hold at VWAP,
yeah,
dude.
beautiful
What a hold at
yeah,
VWAP.
Yeah, beautiful look there on VWAP. So we have Microsoft as an example here. But guys, we're going to get more into the market here. We're going to send it off to Sharif, and we're going to talk some more technical analysis and stock selection shortly.
Here's what Joe is talking about here. Goggles, beautiful double bottom on the 5, right at that 162.10, 162 volume weighted average price. And look what it did. Most notably, look what it did, Joe. It took out that top at 162.75, 162.80. It was a 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, 4 or 5 candle hold up. Look at Google squeezing here, man. 163, 3 big boy green candles on the 5 right now. It's green on the day. It's up 0.17. Good look for Goggles. All right. Didn't really expect this from Google. Google hasn't been moving doing much of anything lately. I mean, it's been on pause, kind of this hold up. We're about, excuse me, 18 pennies or so away from that 163.18 HOD. That was printed basically on the way down when we started tanking at 9:20. Obviously, we ring the bell at 9:30, and that was essentially the high there. 163.18 was as good as we could do. We're still fighting with 163 right now, a little bit above, a little bit below, but the best trade on, I think, in my humble estimation, was that volume-weighted average price dip and hold on GOOGL. So good look right now. We're going to see what else is popping off. Look, Meta's been weak on the day as well. Meta's red, and it was putting a symphony of lower highs and lower lows. It was respectful of the 10 exponential moving average on the 5. And look what it's doing now. It's doing the dance with the 20. So, you're not going to catch me with a resting order on META. It's going to have to prove that it wants to reject. But I'm very interested in shorting something off Meta if it sets up in the proper way, whether that's at the 20 exponential or that's at VWAP. VWAP, I'm going to have to pack my patience because I've got to weasel up into about 566 or high 565s. So I'm keeping my eye on that. Now, the other situation is with respect to resistance on Meta is that this could be a resistance area too, the exact area that we're at right now. Look at this area bottom. So this forgoes the analysis of moving averages and looks strictly at price. And we have a lot of chop and churn here. Initially as support, now does it act as resistance? I guess we'll find out when we get back from Adara and then Neil's lesson of the day.
We're taking a look at what's been happening in these markets so far during this midday session. S&P 500 making a pretty intense bottoming tail candle here, but it ends up bouncing at this previous support area in the 15-minute chart around 575, 576.80s, just shy of 577s. Nice bounce here for the S&P 500. We did have some economic data this morning, and we also had comments here from some Fed speakers. No Fed set to speak this afternoon, but Fed's Hammock, who is a newer Fed replacing the retiring Fed's Mester, saying that inflation hasn't returned to goal, but there has been an improvement in inflation readings and is seeing continued disinflation. So generally dovish comments here coming from Fed's Hammock. Tomorrow, we actually don't have any Fed speakers. Durable goods at 8:30, and then University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment at 10. Now, in terms of what's on watch, lots of small cappers and also lots of mega caps here. We do have Boeing here, of course, at one of the larger companies. They had earnings yesterday, but then this morning we had their machinists union voting to reject its 35% wage hike deal. They want at least 40% here. We also have Wells Fargo, one of the more, bearish Boeing analysts, lowering their price target on the stock to $86 from $109. So lots of bearish sentiment here. Moody's also commenting on their credit rating, saying that one of the biggest things for their credit rating is going to have to see Boeing consistently having that 737 production target, because the CFO said they might not be able to meet that production target of 38 737 jets. TSLA also on watch here after their earnings. Great look here, up 19%. They did miss on revenue, but that was still an 8% year-over-year increase. The rest of the report really stellar and looking to produce new models starting next year. But you know what else we have? We have Neil at that desk. Make sure you vote for whatever tickers you like. Make sure you like and subscribe, and make sure you check out Neil's lesson of the day. Oh.
Thank you very much there, Dara. Lesson of the day today is, hey, when is a level not your level? And obviously, a lot of times you're going to come in, you try to find that right stock, that right price level, where you want to interact, where you think it's going to be the important place to make a decision. But the market's going to decide one way or another, right or wrong, or regardless of what you like, what's going to happen, where it's going to go, where the bounce is going to be, where the fade is going to be. And if your level isn't right, it isn't right. And just because you've done the work and said, okay, I like this price level for long, I like it for short, the manner in which price action interacts with you is going to tell the story. And you can't just always stay, what's the word? Like, you can't stay stubborn about that kind of a level. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of scenarios here. Like, A, where you might not want to take it at all at your price level. B, where you might try it, but you can get away from it. And then C, where you've got to ignore all of your levels to make sure that you get in. And I'm pretty sure you guys know which stock I'm talking about with the last one, Tesla. No, but today, Boeing was the one where it's an obvious, I thought a pretty obvious area to look for today. I mean, daily chart's been trending down. You had the machinist strike ongoing here. Prior day low was 154. You were gapped down underneath it. You had support in here, support. I mean, confluence with this 154 out the wazoo. No doubt about it. It's like, okay, well, let it try to fade it, make it an over-under here at that 154. Right at the open, everyone's focused on Tesla. I'm not going to pretend I was looking at a level 2 that wasn't Tesla this morning, right at 9:30. So when it did the pop and fade off of 164, like right away, there's your failure. You can see the wick, just immediate rejection back underneath the VWAP. So that was probably a good shot to take a short where you got a quick scalp, like it's almost like a free money if you're fast enough underneath the 154. But then look what happens after that. Immediately regains the pre-market right before the open support, the 152.5. I'm talking instantly. And then it's just trend back up. Tests the 164, tries to do an over-under, and then holds again. Now you're holding VWAP and trending up. What does this level mean now? Literally nothing. It worked right away. And that's it. If you didn't have it at 9:30, what was the point? After that, all of a sudden, the stocks got more of a bullish pattern and a reversal. Now, it might matter now, and okay, fine, I'm telling you it was useless in the morning to want to short off it. It might matter now if it can hold underneath VWAP. But in the moment, you had the one shot at the trade. When it didn't happen, you don't see me execute on Boeing, so I'm happy regardless that I took no trades on Boeing, because all I would have done is probably just get back and forth rinsed. Like, maybe I catch a few tops off this level. Maybe I get that move somehow. But who knows? It's just not clean. The level didn't matter the way I liked it to, as the market's going right back down toward those lows. The level didn't react like I liked it to, so we didn't trade it. And sometimes you just have to not trade it. Now, the other one is going to be that scenario where you like something, you take your shots at it, but you've got to get away from it. And that was NVIDIA today. Because then obviously NVIDIA gapped down under, everything yesterday, recovered back to 142. So is it hard to pull out, we like 142? 142, 142, 142. Okay, fine, you got some resistance in there. But I liked 140. This is where we climbed to be able to hold that close. We had prior support in there. So if I think we had a recovery day, SK Hynix had a great report, and then Lam had a good one. So I was kind of thinking this is a recovery day. We end up being wrong about that. Look at the chips. So we try the 140 level bounce. Okay, that worked. Stop out. Then it puts in this candle. I don't take it the second time through because trend down. Lose VWAP. But then bottoming tail candle underneath 140, which holds a higher low. So I'm like, I didn't get that. Let's try it one more time because you've done this bottoming tail candle. Try it. It abjectly fails. At that point, you've just got to stop. There was nothing to it. I've got to walk away from the long idea on NVIDIA. But I think in complete hindsight, I should have walked away from it when I missed this trade. With Boeing, I didn't make any trades at all. But there was one more shot at the level I liked where it made sense. When you get the bottoming tail candle that took all the early longs out, and it gives you this long in here, that's the one worth trying. When that puts in another lower high and a rejection of VWAP, I don't need to be in. At that point, you've confirmed the downtrend into a flat bottom. I don't need that last entry. And as a matter of fact, when it stopped out, I got right back in. Thankfully, this was actually a flat trade. But overall, do not need that last trade. That's an idea where your level, while an important place to transact, is no longer valid for the long. At least in my rules, it was no longer valid for the long. So okay if I took it here, not okay that I took it that last time. Thankfully, we adhere to our stops. I'm not sitting there like trying to fight it through there. So it's not a big hit, relatively speaking. But if I don't take that out at all, we're actually up on the stock. If I don't actually get in on that third where we did not need to have it. Now, the last one is going to be Tesla. Okay, so what happens when a stock gives you none of the actual price levels that you're interested in? I'm talking 238 on the 15-minute. I'm talking $240, nice round number. I'm talking 242, which ultimately I was pretty convinced was coming in at the open. It was so fast, it didn't. And if you're watching a tape in here, on that open, this opening candle, it did look like, okay, a rejection of the high. We're going to get down in here, and we're going to print some 242s. It blew away from that 242 level, and this is a case where you want the long. It just went $8 from where you want to get long, but you want the long. So all you can do is reevaluate. You've got to throw out that level from like $8 or $10 ago. You got to throw that out the window, and you have to have that mental ability to not get anchored to that price. Because what will happen is you're like, I can't chase a move 3% on a stock that you think is going to be the strongest one that day. But you need to find the long entries because Tesla's the one. So it's really not, it's not about where you find those levels. I mean, the 250 breakout was obvious. And then the first available dip, I just wanted to see where it would hold. I'm like, okay, fail break at 250. First dip, let it hold an even level. It ended up being 248. I played the bounce off 248, let it bounce off 48, and then got long once it held an even dollar that mattered. And then we waited for VWAP after that. And that was pretty much it for myself on Tesla. I just trailed out of it before we came actually, like a half an hour ago or so. But really what it's about for something like Tesla is something like the others where you're just anchored to that price. This is where I'm transacting. This is my key price level. You've got to throw that out the window when it's gone. And if you get anchored to 242, you're going to find it really hard to go long 250, to go long 248, to go long 247, because you're not throwing in a stop at 241 or 240 with those longs. You're finding a new entry point and a new exit point. So you have to have a short memory as a trader. Oftentimes when you take a hit, you also have to have a short memory of a trade as a trader when you've got something which is just outside of its normal boundaries. You're going to do obviously multiple ATRs. Volume's going to be through the roof on a day like this for Tesla. So you can't get too anchored to those key price levels. Just like you can't fight NVIDIA off the same level when it's trending down, you can't pretend that there's only one place that you like to get into Tesla today. And if you do that, you're going to miss the entire boat. So it's always great to have a price level that you want to transact at, an idea where you think the key price is going to be, somewhere where you want to start your idea for trading. But if it's not working and not setting up off that price, A, you don't have to take it. That was Boeing. B, you can get away from it if it's trending and showing you it's not good anymore. That was NVIDIA. Or C, throw it out the window and find a way to get into the trend, and that's Tesla. So it's great to have your ideas. You have to start with them, but you also have to know when to get away from those key price levels. That's your lesson of the day. Good luck, and go Tesla.
Neil Roberts, everybody, thank you very much for that. Neil, informative, eloquent, and just all-around awesome as always. Neil Roberts, every day around that noon hour, he's going to be bringing his lesson of the day, Joe. And usually with that, I'm not allowed to say this anymore. A lot of something lines. We'll call it Neilage.
Yeah, Neilage. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at Neilage. We won't get any deeper into what we're going to say. But brother, we were talking about Google and Tesla, Sharif, I just want to point something out from a daily perspective, and I think you guys will like this. And I was talking, and we touched on this a little bit before as well too. But guys, just look at this pattern. I want you to look at this pattern from a daily perspective. All right, so we have a consolidation phase here. We have this V dip. We have a pivot here, and then we consolidate again with a massive breakout. We get the volume stepping in. This was a deliveries. I remember we were trading this on the floor. This was a deliveries day, and it just continued to rip to the north side. So guys, look at this specific pattern. This is what I want you to look at. Consolidation, drop lower, V up, consolidation, and then an absolute tear, all right? So keep that in mind. Look at this, and then this is what I'm looking at on Google as well too, all right? So we were selling. We have consolidation. We have a dip low. We make lows around 147.50s, and then V, and then now we're back into this consolidation phase. We are holding the 159.70 levels. So what is that telling me, or what am I projecting to you guys? That I am potentially extremely bullish on this stock. I am bullish on Google. I really like the potential setup. And then even for those who pay attention, we have this as well too, right guys? So we have this gap down from, I'm not sure what that specific day was. We can find that out later. But then as you can see, we have this specific gap that I am looking to play. And you can say, oh, Joe, why don't you play it before? Well, you can potentially. Maybe I'll do some bull puts, right? Why will I do some bull puts? Because I think that why not think I'm building a bullish thesis, but I don't want to own the equities outright yet. So what we can do is we can say we don't think price is going to go any lower than 160 or 157.5 and sell some premium a week or a couple weeks out until we get into this specific zone that we are looking to fill. Then that's when you start to put in the size, Sharif. So that's a look that I wanted to have on Google and Tesla because it's identical patterns on the daily. All right.
All right. We got to do this ad read.
I got intense, sorry.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Firefly, Ram, right? Firefly Neurosciences has taken a bold step in advancing brain health technology. In collaboration with Bright Minds Biosciences, Firefly's innovative AI-powered platform has successfully analyzed data from a groundbreaking phase 1 clinical trial using advanced EEG technology to track brain activity. This data unlocks new potential in treating neurological and mental disorders, reinforcing Firefly's position at the forefront of brain health innovation. As they prepare for phase 2, this partnership signals exciting developments for the future of neuropsychiatric treatments. Firefly Neurosciences, baby, shaping the future of brain health. Thank you very much to our sponsor, Firefly Neurosciences. All right, keeping a look at Boeing. I'm still involved in this meta short over here. Zigging and zagging. I did like what I see, but it's not giving me the break and take of that level. It's still putting in lower highs, but I'm worried that we do get a bounce on the futures, and then the rocket ship meta bounces back up. In fact, I'm seeing 3 bottoming tail candles right now, basically keeping this bad boy up. So I am a little bit concerned that Meta does catch a bit of a second win here and stop me out. We're going to keep our eye out on that one. With respect to the market, I think we just got almost into the day's low there. Let's have a look at the overall market. We did, yeah, we have a couple of almost triple bottoms right now. 20,261 on the NQ December contract, still putting in those lows. Tesla also broke the 10 exponential for the first time, I think, since 10 a.m. It did that around 12:05. And now it seems to have found its footing at the 20 exponential moving average. Apple as well, near day's low, finding some support at the $0.75. What's it called? Amazon finding a bit of a bounce there at the volume weighted average price, and Softy continues to bleed to the downside, giving up the ghost at around 423. But you look, it's really Google. My feeling is it's really Google and Tesla today that are worthy of, or not worthy, but more predictably long than the other ones. Like if you may have a long trade on some of these other Mag 7 names, but I feel they might be a little bit harder to execute on. That's just kind of my guess there.
Google's still down about 1/10.
Yeah, it's look, I mean, like this one didn't have such a bad look. And the reason I'm even looking at this is because it's putting in higher lows and higher highs. Yep. And that's the thing. But this rounded top had me bamboozled. What's up? That bottoming tail candle?
There you go.
That's a hammer candle, bottoming tail candle.
We like to see.
Yeah, absolutely. This is what you don't want to see, though, Joe. Look at that top tail. That's ugly right there.
Yeah.
So look, it's holding up here. There's a general area of resistance. I want to say 162.75. That is yesterday's closing print. We did get into that 163 area, met with some selling. Looks like we're trying to hold up right now. I'm really unsure exactly how this market resolves, but if I had to guess, I think we bleed a little bit more. It feels like a bleeding kind of day today where we give up a little bit. The market's been strong lately, so it's not a bad look right now. Joe, what are you looking at?
Yeah, guys, we're short some IBIT, so we actually kind of flipped our bias here a little bit here because I figured, hey, if we're not going to break to the top side, then I think we're gonna sell a little bit here. So that's exactly what we did, guys. You've seen my previous 2 entries. So we were long here looking for the continuation, and then we got stopped out, and then we punched back in when the trade set up, and then we got stopped out just a little bit. Took a little bit of a loss. Well, not loss, but we took a little bit of our profits off because we still had a large part of our position that came past, and we didn't catch the break even quite yet. But still profitable on that. And then now we're short I bid here, guys, because I figured if we break this support around 38.45, then we might continue to the southeast. So yeah, someone asked me to take a look at Ford for them, and they're saying sympathy play with Tesla and GM. I think it's too late for Ford right now because it's put in an absolutely horrible session so far. So sympathy, it's not there, right? I mean, like it can continue to sell, but is it going to move to the top side? No, I just don't think it's good news for Ford, and I don't even know if they make the Ford Lightning anymore or anything like that. So we'll see what they got going on. But Ford is down today, guys. It's not moving in tandem with Tesla. So yeah, that's my look on Ford. I don't really trade it too much, anyways. We have a $2 super chat from Fugazi Bear. Get down, he says. All right, so there you go. Dude.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, sorry. I was just reading a question there. Yeah. No, so, dude, you're very good. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, watch the videos after work. But, yeah, you got anything going on?
Yeah, still doing this this dance here with Meta. I moved up my stop a little bit. Just to give a little bit of room, because I've been bamboozled before on Meta, so I'd like to pack my patience with this trade, see if it does want to give up the ghost. I'm still short inclined on the day. I could be wrong, obviously, so we're going to let that one cook. Now, this one, $74 seems to be a bit of an elusive level here on VKTX, despite the fact that it breached it earlier, got into about, I think, 75 2/3, but on this latest ascent, 74 seems to be encountering a seller of note. At least that's been the case since around 11:57. So we're going about 20 minutes or so with this 74 acting as resistance. So I'm going to pack my patience with this one. If it wants to curl back down, I'll see if my friend Neil will get me some shorts on this bad boy because I don't mind taking this south to VWAP. This is not a small cap gapper. It's about $8 billion market cap, so it doesn't breach my rule about trading this short north of the volume weighted average price. First we got to get through, though, the 10 exponential and then the 20 exponential moving average. Well, I probably wouldn't wait for the 20 if the 10 gave way. In any event, I'm going to keep my eye on this one. VKTX seems to be an interesting one. MNPR, I mean, I see you guys yelling about it. I mean, of course, it's up 507%. Who wouldn't be yelling? But unless you have a resting order that executes right at the open of the halt and you get filled, you're one of those people that may be higher in priority. Maybe you post on a different gateway that gets you that fill, or maybe you're just first. To me, it's just this isn't how I want to trade. I need liquidity. I need to be able to get in and get out if I need to. So that's my look there. As I see from the side chart, though, I do believe I did get stopped out of Meta to the top side. So it's a bit annoying there because I think I had the right trade. We'll pack our patience, see if we can get in anything on this one because, look, the futures are still at lows, but we made another move into 20,300, which is probably why Meta is in a pump state right now. So I don't want to get cut up too much on the Meta monster, but if the future gives me another opportunity to the downside, I will be taking it, and we shall see what comes from that. Yeah, a little frustrated with this Meta trade. I think I had the right idea, but there it goes. It's taken the 20. Now, this is the second time it's taken the 20 in about 20 minutes. Funny enough, right? Taking the 20 in 20 minutes. But here's a look. This is what I'm looking at Meta right now. This was my concern. These bottoming tail candles below the closing print of yesterday, 563.70 is yesterday's closing print. And then look at this. We have so many bottoming tail candles there. And I said to myself, this doesn't look good because there's somebody buying this there. And it was, in fact, all the closing prints of this 4-candle formation above yesterday's closing print. So you could tell somebody was aiming for that. So we'll keep an eye on that one. I also want to mention the QuantumScape trade that Neil was talking about that Obi gave to him. This was really interesting. So I was talking to Obi in the back, and Obi was telling me exactly what. No, I want to show this on the chart. Obi was telling me exactly what he saw on the book there. So as we were selling, and then there was like this symphony of selling right now on QuantumScape, he was telling me that there was somebody posting about 100 lots on the NASDAQ gateway, and then they would move down incrementally as the selling would move down. They would always be about five or so pennies above the bid. And so every time they moved down, he would move down with them. And then when the price moved up, you couldn't get through him because he was such a huge iceberg order. But then he kept waiting and waiting till that size got taken out. And then once that size got taken out, he saw the squeeze, and that's when he jumped in. You didn't get much of a move, though, off it. 605, and then I think you got into the 50 exponential, 635, which is not a bad look. I'd be waiting for another possible 6 dip over here, knowing that there was buying in and around there. So good look today for Neil and Obi on QuantumScape. I was kind of asking Joe, I'm like, what do you think, man? I'm like, does that look like a head and shoulders to you? And sure, a little bit skewed there. So we'll pack our patience there, Joe, and see if we can get any trades on these bad boys over here.
Yeah, guys, we're all out of IBIT now. We came back to our break even. We're gonna look here at Tesla, the hottest stock in the market today. So we're gonna keep it. We're starting to crawl, sitting around 254.10s right now. So the volume's starting to pick up. I don't know, this thing can continue all day, and I think this is what Tesla shareholders want to see. And from the relative market standpoint, it hasn't been the greatest performer, right? Like, we still haven't made all-time highs like some of the Mag 7 peers. We're still struggling to break pivots, but I know our good buddy Danny Ives over at Wedbush says expect to see a 3 in front of the stock very soon, and I agree with him on that one. So good luck there from Danny. IK Joe, does volatility impact options prices? Absolutely, without a doubt. Volatility impacts options prices. With an increase in implied volatility comes an increase in options premium. As the volatility starts to slow down, those options premiums will start to decrease, right? So you don't want to be buying Tesla calls, I think, at this point, right? Because the volatility has already picked up immensely. It will only die off slightly from here, unless it goes back to the old Tesla ways where $50 ATRs, and but the prices are going to need to significantly increase and probably go into the $500 to $700 range in order for that to happen. But guys, IBIT is starting to pull back some more, which I really like, and Tesla is continuing to the top side. The Qs are starting to recover. We're up about 0.48% on the session, while the SPY is down just about 0.05%. So expect the SPY to catch up, even though it has been ahead of its peer. The Qs, from an all-time high standpoint, it made all-time highs a lot quicker than the Qs have. It's been a little bit laggard to the overall markets, but I mean, we got these earnings report coming in, and I think that it's going to drive the Qs to all-time highs, especially if Apple, Microsoft, and NVIDIA and Google come in with really strong reports, and even Meta as well too. So we're gonna continue to look here at Tesla. Today seems like at any point by the dips, earlier in the session, we had that the market selling off pretty heavy, and Tesla just held these levels really strong. So in my sense, to say, hey, buy, we're strong, we're really strong, the momentum's going to continue. And if you just look at the time and sales, it's not weak at all right now. So it's absolutely crazy. All these orders are smashing above the ask, and that's exactly, we got aggressive sellers coming in there. So that is why the price is continuing to make a new high of day there. Brother, what do you got going on?
Yeah, I'm looking at Boeing. I'm trying to get in at the volume weighted average price over here, but I think it's breaking out a little. Look, it had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 5-minute candle hold up at VWAP. So is it time? Is it Vader time?
Get some help.
To go long on BA? Was somebody buying up storms at this level?
I kind of like the break of that resistance.
Choo, choo. I don't know, man. I don't know. Boeing at this level, it looks good. It looks, it's a long time to hold up at VWAP, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long time to hold that VWAP. What are we at right now? We're 104, 154.06. Let's see over here. Yeah, man, it looks like it's breaking out. A good green candle there. Is it coinciding with
at 153.7s there?
I put one, yeah.
Yeah,
I put 69s.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. That'd be like the area where you.
Yeah, but look where it's going, dude. It's breaking out. It is breaking out
without
now.
you.
Yeah, it's gone. Like, I mean, but there's a lot of room from where we are right now to the high of the day. I'm not saying we get to the high of the day, maybe at least the whole dollar, 155. We had trouble with 155 earlier. Yeah, this is an interesting one right now. Boeing at VWAP, leaving over here, breaking out. So we'll keep an eye out on that one. VKTX separately, still having issues with 74, guys. Neil, are we able to see how much, number one, actually, let me check first, see, are they pay for shorts, or is this, let's find out over here. Yeah, so I can just short this, that's fine. I don't need to pay for shorts. VKTX, for anybody trading on real trading on the platform, it is free for shorts, VKTX, Viking Therapeutics. Resistance at 74. Now, whether or not it gives up the ghost, I won't be quick into this one, but it does seem to have a bit of an issue breaking and taking 74 right now. The spread, obviously, we know we traded this one earlier. It's spready. You're going to have to account for that in your risk management. But that is an interesting one there. Yeah, Boeing just broke out nice. They're breaking through the third of a dollar, back into the quarter of a dollar right now. I don't think my order at 153.69 is going to get filled, Joe. So we're going to have to either move up the order or forego the trade altogether. And as I say that, Viking Therapeutics, I believe, just took out 74 big. 74.50, this one's squeezing. So now could we use 74 as resistance? It probably behooves me to, definitely filter my tape here to see what kind of order took us through. Now I can go back later and now you can see the orange is exuberant buying. Yeah, I can do that. I'll do that another time, but it is breaking out right now. VKTX, there it is. Now it's squeezing into 75, it looks like 74.65. Big move here, 23.5%. Good look right now for VKTX as it takes out that $74 level, so we'll have to keep tabs on that one. But I'm really caught in between two minds right now, whether to go long at Boeing on this level or whether to put a dip trade possibly for 154. I don't think my 153.69 is of any value at the moment. I don't think it makes it all the way down there. Maybe it does. Who knows? But yeah, those are the trades I'm looking at right now. MNPR halted and then just opened again, printing a new high of day, guys. This one's really going 36.35 red on the moment right now, but up over 600%. The last halt level at around 28 bucks. We printed that 36.35, as I mentioned, above 30. But here we go. We're going to halt either at 29.74 or it's going to be a false halt. Inverse hammer candle right now, topping tail, not looking good. It's going to take 10 seconds at this level for us to halt. Let's see if we do get that halt. Looking for that halt parameter. We are halted on MNPR to the downside. It's a zillionth halt on the day. So keep your eye out on this one. I'm not going to trade it. It's just, it lacks liquidity and certainty. So packing my patience. Looking for a trade here, Joe. Disappointed with myself for not having gotten in Boeing, though.
Hey, that's all right, brother. You always get another opportunity. You've been smashing trades, so you get another one there.
Hopefully.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see what comes up today. There's a fantastic question in the chat from Chris Ivy. Joe, can you do a best case scenario for playing earnings yesterday with Tesla? It was like 213. It was at 213 or whatever it closed around. And say you long call 240, 250, how do you manage the option? So I really like this question. So best case scenario is that, say you bought a call before the close yesterday around 213 or 214. You can't trade options in aftermarkets or pre-markets. So if you bought a call before the report, then you're sitting on a pretty penny. But the thing is, Chris, when you're saying buy a 240, so say we were to just open an options contract today and we're like, hey, Tesla's trading at 244 in the pre-market. Why don't I just buy the 240 and I can collect $400? Unfortunately, that's not how it works. This is where extrinsic and intrinsic value comes into play. So time value and moneyness is where it comes into play. But we'll touch more on this question shortly as soon as we get back from Midday, because I really like this one.
That's a good one.
We're going to take a look here at these small caps in the afternoon. If you're looking at small caps, large cap, or any ticker, and you want to know what Neil and Sean have to say, you have about an hour and 15 minutes left to vote. Exclamation point, join space, $ ticker in the chat. The top 5 tickers voted for will be featured in our rundown at 2 p.m. So we're going to take a look here at the IWM, which is having a nice recovery, hanging out here around that 219.80 level, just below 200, where we had that previous pop and drop. So let's see if we're able to clear this level for that Russell 2000 as it finally tries to find some support. So we also, a lot of small caps to talk about here. We have 1847 holdings, EFSH. This one has been running on and off over the last few days. No catalyst on it, but it is worth noting there has been extra retail attention on this with its recent run-up. We do have a market cap of just over $1 million, float of 670,000 shares, and 7.6% of that is going to be sold short. Now we have Monopar Therapeutics, of course, which has been talked about, but I mean, worth mentioning again here. MNPR signing this agreement with Alexion through AstraZeneca's rare disease program, basically giving them access to an exclusive worldwide license for this Wilson disease treatment. So Monopar getting access to this treatment, setting it up over 500%, very halted though. This last one, I guess, less of a small cap and more of a heavily shorted name, but certainly a runner. BKTX, I know Sharif has been involved in this ticker. Viking Therapeutics, this one is another one that's run in the past. Near high of days, you're up 20%, $8 billion market cap, short float of about 14%. Beating here on earnings per share with earnings report last night. This is a GLP-1 type name, so keep an eye on VKTX. Again, any tickers you like, exclamation point join, space $sign in that ticker.
Thank you very much for that, Adara. Yeah, you were answering the question.
Yeah. So we'll just touch on that. We'll finish up on that point a little bit. So it doesn't work because everybody would just buy an option if Tesla is trading at 250 and you have the ability to buy a strike or to acquire the rights at 240. The price, it's priced in already. That's where the extrinsic and intrinsic value comes into play. So it's already priced in. So you would need the price, even though you bought a 240 call and it's trading at 154, let's say, you still need the asset to move higher because that move is already priced in. So what would happen is that if it doesn't go any higher than 255 or 250, whatever the number we mentioned, then you'll just get chewed up by the extrinsic value. The time value will decay. So you need that asset to move a lot higher. So yeah, Novak, yeah. Google, I followed you, but yeah, thanks, man. That's good stuff. I'm glad that worked out for me. For you, yeah, chill vibes. The market is giving opportunity for bulls and bears. Exactly. So we're talking market neutral stuff today. So everybody's getting their trades in, the bulls and the bears. You can find absolutely something all day, every day. What do you got going on there, brother?
I'm looking at Tesla, man, because we were talking, you and I, about 255, and I think you astutely pointed out, Joe, maybe not the right day to look to short Tesla today, mean reversion or all, and I got to agree with you, dude. Yeah. So I'm looking to possibly take it off some support level. It's just really what support level there is. And there's a whole lot of chop and churn, 254.50. We kind of rejected that a couple of times on the way up. And then we put some one candle patterns over here looking to kind of hold up at that level. It's just, it's strong on the day. And that's kind of what I'm trying to get at here. It's a bit of a tough one for me to feel comfortable trying to trade without getting really blown out over here. So 254.50 is the look that I like, but whether or not I wait for that level to come in or have a resting order to take advantage, because when I look at it, this candle didn't spend a whole lot of time there. And every time we dip down, like, I mean, look at this. Now we're putting in higher lows on this kind of 1 minute candle retracement look. So it's an interesting look here.
I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah,
Just from the volume by time profile, if you look at that, you can see how strong the volume is as we gradually increase in price, and then you can see the weakness in the volume on the pullbacks, right? So that just to add on to your point there, abracadabra.
Why did you? Oh,
let's go! It's a storm. It's a storm.
Money.
It's an absolute storm. So we're gonna get that one going. Let's go! Abracadabra.
She's not gonna send it now because she wants to be watched. She'll be difficult now. She'll be like, now. I'm predicting Ram.
Oh, we forgot our
what happened?
We forgot our Ram.
Oh, that's right, Ram. So the other day, Joe and I asked you a question on the show. We wanted to know what your man was getting you for your birthday. And at the time, you responded by saying the following. It was either the new iPhone 16, which I championed for being an Apple shareholder, of course, or the YSL heels. Ram, the people are waiting. They want to know. What did you get?
We want to know.
She got the iPhone.
She got the iPhone. Let's go.
Drop that cash, baby. I like it.
Money storm.
Ram. Did he get one for himself? He already has 3.
3?
My goodness. Okay, I hope they're all iPhone. Yes, Ram.
Shreve, look at Tesla.
He's got the 14, the 15, and in case, you know, that wasn't enough, he's got the 12.
Buddy, I have the 10. I have an X still.
There goes Tesla through 255. Thank you, Joe, for talking me out of trying to short this. Here we go. Now do we get a 255 defend, ladies and gents? We had a whole bunch of time trying to break this 255 level. Now do we get a break and take of the level and then now use it as support? So we're chopping and churning right now. There's a whole bunch of action going on here on the tape. Let's see if we can try to front run something maybe at the $0.05 of a dollar or something like that to weasel into a trade on here. It looks like the future's still a little bit above VWAP. Just because I'm in my meta trade, I'm trying to see what the situation is with this meta trade. We're about 15 pennies out of the money. Tesla, what are you doing? Where do you want to go, Tesla? Yeah, I'm going to steer clear of this one for a minute. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what I want to do here. Undecided, yeah. I'm going to steer clear for this one from a hot minute and like see what we get. What's this meta situation doing? We're still above 566. That's not a good look. This one's got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, now 7 green candle formation. Can we just get a 1 red candle here, meta? Unreal. Venuganda, any thoughts on MMPR? Not sure if you have already covered. I did cover it. I'm not going to trade it because it's awfully volatile and really prone to halting. Can't really stay open. If it can't stay open, it's hard for me to manage risk now. We've got this downward halt after a monster topping tail candle. Look, is it still bullish? Yes, it's still well above the 10 exponential. The 10 exponential, 25.75. We're halted at 28.80. So you get it. We're well above VWAP as well, which is at 17.26. Look, I'm not going to take it. I don't know how to trade these halting names, and so I usually just steer clear from them. Obviously, it's giving you plenty of opportunity to make a lot of money because it's moving like crazy. So have at it, but it's not for me right now. I'm going to steer clear of that bad boy. QuantumScape is working back into the volume-weighted average price. That's a nice triple bottom that it's got there at around 615, let's say, give or take, breaking above that 50 exponential and on the way to the volume-weighted average price at around 650. I already mentioned to you guys the trade that Obe, the one he is, Knob, was telling me about in the bathroom, and I think he was telling Neil about that one as well. So shout out to both of them there. Keeping my eye out for possible rejection here on Meta at 566. It looks like, you know, we're still putting in higher lows and higher highs, but we're still dancing with that whole dollar level. The future is not making any higher highs, so I'm kind of, I guess my supposition here is that the future is putting in lower highs, so Meta will turn back. That's kind of the idea. We're above VWAP, but we were above VWAP multiple times today on the future, and we always seem to kind of turn back. We're above 20,300, but we're below the this kind of median level at, say, 20,350, give or take, Joe. Kind of a tough trade here on META, looking for this bad boy to drop, but it just keeps going up, man.
Yeah, those things are definitely strong. I mean, the market's starting to recover a little bit. It's been a lot of sideways chop so far in the day on the Qs. It's almost trading in tandem with NVDA, right? So you can see that the semis are kind of a little bit weak today, and therefore the Qs are a little bit weaker too. But Google's starting to pick up a little bit of steam, and Tesla's just continuing to grind to the top side. So yeah, we'll continue looking at that. Someone in the chat said, I'm new to trading. Where do I start? That's perfect. You can tune in here. We start watching, but just start picking up books, right? Start picking up books, start reading as much as you can about trading. Amazon, go Amazon, type in every book that you can think of. Go through technical analysis, things about the stock market, fundamentals of the stock market, technical and fundamental analysis, candlestick patterns. There's an array of things that you can absolutely just dive into and continue to do a little bit of research. And then you got YouTube University as well too, guys. So those are the looks on that one. The Piper, are there software tools you can use such by to help predict probabilities of outcomes of options? I really like that question, Piper, because that's what the POP is called. So in options trading, we have something called the POP, and that's a probability of profit. So with the probability of profit, with the majority of brokers, it will tell you when you construct the trade, it will tell you your probability of profit when you're in the order, right? So that's just a fundamental criteria that options trading has. It will show you that type of metric, all right? So that's the probability of profit, so you don't need to calculate that on your own. So that hopefully that answered your question. And Sharif, the market is just absolutely just, I mean, it's chopping around, but Tesla, I meant to say, sorry, is just still grinding. It's still going. The street is really, really loving these, that report. They're loving the margins. They're loving everything Elon's got going on. And I heard that the Q3 is relatively strong for Elon Musk as well too, so that's a really good look for him. I mean, Cathie Wood has like a $700 price target or $4,000, something crazy, an absurd number. Yeah, it's an absurd number. It's something around like $4,000 or something back to it was post like 4 or 5 splits ago or whatever, a couple of splits ago anyways, to be more realistic. But yeah, guys, this is a continuously look here on Tesla. As Sharif and I mentioned earlier, I think it's only a matter of time until we breach the 271. We break this pivot, and then Danny, I've said, don't be surprised if this stock has a 3 in front of it by the year ends, guys. So yeah, good work on Elon Musk there.
Elon. I love that. I love how you called him Elon.
Elon.
Yes.
Elon. Yes. Yeah, that's his name, man.
Yeah, I know, man.
That's South African. It's not Elon.
I know.
Elon.
It's so true. But when I said that, everyone was like, what? Elon?
Yeah, it's not Elon.
All right, and Meta is going to stop me out again. It's going to break the $0.50. This thing's unreal, bro. What kind of... Yeah, all right. Well, the trade is a trade, so we'll keep it as that. I scalped a little bit here on Tesla, got long 280, took it out right as it knocked on the door there at 95. It's good look. Looking for this one to hold up. I don't have much in the way left on Tesla. It's like single-digit shares over here. Look, if it breaks above the 256, we'll look to take that bad boy. But other than that, we're gonna pass it on to Adara, who's got something for us right now.
Just be aware here, Zoom Communications on watch. ZM, nice little volume spike coming into that previous earlier resistance area on this chart around 73.40. I am not seeing anything here with regards to news. I'm seeing some people on Twitter mention apparently this is a technical level on the weekly. So there could potentially be a technical breakout here for ZM, but worth noting, nice volume spike, 3% short float, 15% insider owned, market cap of $22.4 billion for ZM.
Thank you for that, Adara.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, don't forget to vote. I don't even think I have it, but I'm just going to press one, and maybe, no, it's the wrong one. Shopping, so I didn't get the vote stream deck there. So, hey, that's all right. We'll figure that one out here, guys. We're still looking at, man, we thought that was funny, eh? I hit the wrong one. So, okay, that's all right, guys. I mean, we're still looking at the overall market. The SPY is starting to recover now. Let's actually take a look there at, as Obi referred to, the arachnid, and Neil doesn't like it. So the spider is climbing up the spout, we shall say. I don't know, Obi, did you say that one before? It's starting to crawl a little bit higher. We're now positive about 0.1% on the session, even though it is still seems like slightly of a red session so far, guys. But I mean, this is something that you want to see. I like it when things are making all-time highs. It's essentially a good strategy to buy all-time highs, as you can see.
I have the same thing. Okay.
All right. Yeah. So we'll send it over to Sharif.
Yeah, we got to do an ad read, right?
That's it.
Okay, so let's have a look at this. Trade the pool. There we go. All right, guys, big news. I'll just do it over here. I'm a minute early.
It's a minute early.
Can I? Okay. All right, no problem. Well, we can wait. No worries. All right, let's have a look over here at Jay. Seriously? Okay. Big news from Trader TV and Trade the Pool. Trade the Pool is giving away 7 limited edition $20,000 buying power evaluation accounts to help traders just like you take the next step in your trading journey. At Trade the Pool, you first complete an evaluation by hitting profit targets. Once you pass, you get access to up to $260,000 in buying power. The giveaway dates are as follows. Write this down. October 21st, obviously, we've started. And the last day is tomorrow, October 25th. The winners will be revealed on October 29th. So this is your chance to start trading with that funded account. Don't you miss out. Link is in the description or on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Scan that QR code. Everyone can get funded. Let's stock and roll, baby. Good luck. Shout out to the good folks there at Trade the Pool. All right, Boeing really holding up off the volume weighted average price here. Beautiful hold up there. That was my cue to get in. I didn't get in. That's a mistrade by me as it works into that 155 area. Good look. It initially had some resistance, or sorry, support at 155, I should say. So I'm wondering, does now 155 act as a bit of a resistance level? We'll pack our patience and see. The separately, QuantumScape is also at the volume weighted average price, if I can find that. Nope. So we'll take off the future over here and put in New York. Yeah, you can just keep on the screen. There it is. 649 is where the current price action is. It's a 2-candle hold up right now at VWAP on QS. But I don't want to be quick to jump into this. And the reason is I don't feel there's been a whole lot of respect by QuantumScape and VWAP today. So why start now is that what I'm asking myself. If it's going to hold up at this level and prove to me that it is going to use it as a level of resistance, we'll get in. Otherwise, I'll pack my patience. Others, separately, VKTX now really coming down now. Off that 75 break and take, it's at that $74 level. And we know for certain that there was a range to be had here between 74 and 75, or sorry, 73.50 and 74. Do we range there, or what's going on with VKTX? Are we going to start turning back a little bit over here, Joe? So it's a good look. Lots of opportunities for different trades on the day. MNPR unhalted and trying to hold up above the 20 exponential. Not jumping into that, but I see it from the corner of my eye on the side screen over here at $25. MNPR is up a light 450% today, Joe.
Ooh, a light 450%. All right, that'd be nice if we were in that from the get-go there, guys. I'm back in here and IBIT. It's kind of just been my narrative for this session. Let's see if we can play this. We're going to look for the continued strength, even though it's not really correlated from a daily perspective. We have recovered a little bit here, which is really well, and that's something that I like to see. But I think, guys, we're getting into 1 o'clock, so maybe we'll do a couple minutes of the lesson here, and then we can continue from there. What do you think, brother?
I think that's great.
All right, cool. So we're almost done here, guys. We're just going over the consolidation phases and types of stock selection that we're looking for on Iron Condors to create an Iron Condor. So as you can see, we have Microsoft here. It has since broke out, which is fine. Because you know what, and that's the beauty of Iron Condors. You could just close the one leg of the trade that isn't working, all right? So that's the benefit of trading the Iron Condor. One side of the trade has to be profitable, all right? So both of them cannot close in the money. It's physically impossible. Oh. It doesn't mean you cannot get stopped out, but hey, that's just the look there, guys. So we know what we're looking for from a consolidation phase standpoint. This is what we're looking for. We're looking for sideways price action, and you can base these trades, Iron Condor's strategy, off of these sideways price movements, guys. So that's really, really key. But with options, we are trading a leverage derivative, and with that comes leverage risk. So we always have to keep in mind of our downside, right? We always want to keep our downside in mind and at check. So risk management is key in all equities or options trading. Setting stop losses on your options position is an absolute must, all right? Stop on your Iron Condors and credit spreads are crucial to longevity in the market. This is basic stuff, all right? So most brokers allow you to place all legs of the Iron Condor into one order. So you can create your bull put spread and your bear call spread and then simultaneously just open up the order. So you can also set a stop for this position as well. But mind you, if one side of the trade gets stopped out, when you put it into a combination, both sides of them will be stopped out, all right? So there's another way that you can do it. You can also open up your bear call spread, set your stop loss on that, place the order, and then open up your bull put spread too, and that's the exact same place your stop loss order, and it's still going to give you that range that we're going to look at, all right? So keep in mind, if one of the legs starts to trade in the money, the combination stop may close of both your legs of the position. So setting your stops for each individual leg may be beneficial for you, as I just explained, all right? So if you do it separately, then that way you can allow that position to still work on, all right? So that's it, guys. We're almost closing this out. So The benefits of trading the Iron Condor, you're now collecting double the premium. You can choose your days to expiration. You can do a day or you can do a couple months out is what I suggest. One side of the leg will always be correct. It's a non-directionally biased trading strategy, and then the fixed profits and fixed losses. So it is credit-based so that your profits are fixed, but also keep in mind the risk to reward will be slightly skewed, so you can lose more than what you make, but the idea is that you have higher probability of profits on these trades, so allows you to be more correct more often, guys. So if you have any more questions on the Iron Condor, make sure you guys throw them in the chat, and hopefully you guys learned something from this today and have now another dynamic tool to add to your tool bag. Brother, what do you got going on?
We took out Tesla, man. We got in at 80s, took it out at 40s, so I'm happy with this trade. It's still going, though. Tesla is rocketing up. Here comes a $0.50. There goes the $0.50. Tesla, 20%. Do not adjust your screen. That is accurate. This Magnificent Seven name is up 20% in one day. Who was writing Elon's obituary after the robo-taxi event? I wasn't, but some people were, and there was all this skepticism. Oh, he's masking the fact that he doesn't have anything in FSD, this, that, and the other. All right, maybe that is so, but the market doesn't feel that way today. Maybe people are getting squeezed out of their shorts. Maybe this is institutional buying. We'll have to wait and see. What a fantastic day today, though, it is to be a Tesla shareholder. And you guys all know my buddy Alfred and how much he loves Tesla. Yesterday, the dude is hilarious, bro.
Who's Alfred?
Okay, so you haven't been on the show that long. It's okay, Adara. He doesn't know. It's okay. Alfred is a buddy of mine, long-term buddy. What I've made him known for is the $250,000 he made in 2019 on Tesla.
A cool quarter.
Yeah, look, it was him, a buddy of mine. He wanted to basically deploy some cash he had. He inherited some money from his old man.
Oh, yeah, I remember his dad owned the business. He didn't want to own the business.
He didn't want nothing to do with that.
All right.
So he inherited the money, and then he came to a buddy of mine, Elliot, and he's like, look, man, we want to do some real estate investment. At the time, I couldn't do that. And so he ended up deploying all his cash, the one that he would have put for a house, down payment. He deployed all of it.
All of it.
All of it.
Talk about
2019 Tesla prices, Joe.
YOLO. He YOLO.
That was a pure YOLO. So he killed on it anyway. So he's been obviously up and down because Tesla's been up and down lately, this, that, and the other. So he messages me. He's like, Uncle Al can eat steak tonight. I'm like, okay, bro, calm down. It's just one little day. Now he's really feeling himself. You guys see some of the messages I'm getting right now.
I mean, has it split?
Joker.
It's split since 2019. So I mean, he's sitting on.
It's split a couple times.
A couple times, man, right? So I mean, he's sitting on an absolute pretty penny.
He's happy
on that one. So
he's happy with himself. He'll let you know that.
I would be happy too with a quarter schmil.
Right, right. It was that was the solid trade there. Shout out to him. The emperor has no clothes, says Mirek Formek. Well, maybe. Who knows? We'll find out if the robo-taxi comes in and FSD is exactly the same thing it was in the Model 3 and the Model Y. We'll find out. It's not going to be anything that they can really hide.
No.
Tesla is up 3% year to date, says Kanye East. You are absolutely right. 3.16 to be exact. But, it's not about the year-to-date situation. The dude's long from 2019. I mean, go have a look at where the price was 2019. I'm sure you understand.
Go have a gander,
says Joe. Yes.
Go have a gander.
But Kanye East, you're absolutely right. I mean, if you punched in long January 1st of this year, or whatever the first trading day was, I think it was the 3rd, you're not really that happy. You're absolutely right about that. So that's the look there, guys. I'm still in this short on BKTX. I'm 30 pennies out of the money. I'm looking for this 74 rejection. I've already moved down my stop to account for this latest price pump. I am a little bit concerned about it, though. But let me tell you about something I'm not concerned about, and it's Donald John Pump. Oh, baby, DJT about to go green. No, 33.08, double bottom, Joe. Now we're knocking the door of 36. I was telling the Katina man and Neil yesterday.
Break there. You know what? I got a little bit of FOMO on reality of missing out Romo on that one there, brother.
Did you say Tony Romo?
No, Tony Romo. Yeah, no more Tony Romo. Poor guy.
I know, poor guy, right? He's printing now. He's on CBS, right? He's got a job where nobody's nailing him. Anyway, Joe, I was telling Neil and Sean yesterday on the afternoon rundown, there was these high school guys at the gym. And I was just listening to these guys talk about DJT.
That's good.
And it's become so gamified, but I'm jealous. I'm super jealous. Why? Because, dude, I didn't even know anything about stocks at their age. These high school kids are like trading NVIDIA, crypto. They're like 10 years, 20 years ahead of me.
Dude,
I don't speak for you, but I'm just speaking for me.
It's the same boat because I went back and I was like, man, imagine I didn't like go out to all the high school parties and I just put all my money into the queues in 2008. Like, come on, you know what I mean? It's like, I wish I knew of these things because since then it is absolutely right? So no, I was not until my my later years. I think I told you the story of when I first started investing was in 2017 when I was sitting on some cash and my buddy said, "What are you doing?" And then it's funny, we were reminiscing about it on the weekend, and because we were all together, and then we came back, and I was like, yeah, I just bought X amount of Canopy Growth Corp, right? And so that helped a lot, yeah.
I hear you, man. Look, bro, I mean, the fact of the matter is, you can only do, like, I think it's just a little bit different, though. I think with social media.
Right?
Yeah,
Social media.
And everything's an app. You don't have to go in. It's not $10 a trade.
Well, think about it. Like you can't base trades off your pager. We were talking about pagers the other day. You can't just execute off your pager and stuff like that. And I had an old Nokia with the keyboard on it and stuff like that. So
unless you had a Motorola two-way.
Yeah.
Remember the rap videos of Motorola two-way?
Yeah, so the technology was not there for us, Sharif, in order for us to do it. We would have had to call the broker up and
Good times, she wrote. All right, guys. Still involved in this trade. Nothing different for me over here. Let's go. We're gonna have to load up Donald John Trump because Donald John Trump is Donald John Pump right now as it tries to take that HOD. It is 35.95 high a day. We're printing 91s right now. We are exactly flat on DJT right now. How does this one go? It's been a symphony of higher highs and higher lows ever since double bottoming, Joe, at 33.08. What a move today for DJT up to the upside. Excuse me. I think this was going to be the first day. It was going to go red in a hot minute, right? Yeah, like it had been green.
I'm looking at it right now too.
Yeah. What's the greenery here? So we had 1, 2, 3. We had 4 red days prior to green days, prior to the day, and then a couple of red days prior to that. But quite frankly, it's been higher highs and higher lows. No real change there, Joe. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. The Piper, next year, school kids will have algo tradings. You're joking. I don't even know if you're joking, but that's probably legitimately it. Anyway, we'll take this conversation on a little bit more once we get back from Midday with the crypto update.
We're going to look at a different time frame here for today's performance for BTC, but we're going to start with yesterday's performance. Apparently, this was one of the largest days for crypto liquidations this month. So apparently, total crypto liquidations across the market reaching 261 million yesterday, October 23rd. About apparently $230.5 million worth of that 261 million was liquidating long positions. So a lot of long positions getting liquidated yesterday. This is apparently only the second largest day. October 1st was the largest this month, so $450.8 million of crypto longs getting liquidated then. Basically, yeah, just a lot of long selling yesterday. And today we see that pop back up here on that 15-minute chart. Nice uptrend, higher highs, higher lows, but it's worth noting we're actually coming to a bit of resistance area for BTC on the 15-minute. You go back to Monday, this was basically the top of the day, that 67.5 area. Then we careen lower, we have this bounce around 65.5, and look where we start to reject again. So that 67.5, 67.8 area, a bit of an area of resistance for BTC on the 15-minute chart. As of right now, we've had quite a few wicks into that candle or wicks into that area, but we're unable to hold up. Maybe finding some support at this previous area of resistance, 675, but could be a bit of a choppy area for BTC. Let's see how this resolves.
Yeah, great stuff from Madera as always there. So guys, DJT is absolutely roaring. It's buzzing. It's continuing its trajectory up here. So it's moving. That's something that you want to be involved in. You had an entry around the volume weighted average price, then you're doing pretty good. You had good RVR here. You could give yourself this low and have an entry of there. So you're sitting at a 2-to-1 on that one. Guys, my iBid is just not working. I kind of forced it a little bit. Not overly happy with the trading on it, but I mean, we got 2 little trades here on it. One there, we got the short, stopped out break even. I probably should have got out at the break of this resistance here as it started to slowly curl over. And then we had this other long here as well too with the stop out on that one there. So unfortunately, we are a little bit negative on it because we had another 2 additional stops on it. But hey, that's okay. I'm still a Bitcoin bull, guys. So hey, if you have any questions about the Iron Condor, Joe is SPY ready for takeoff. It's getting there. I mean, once things start to pick up a little bit, then there's no doubt that I think the SPY can continue. It's now positive on the day, up about 0.2%, and the Q is about 0.75% there. So good. And we had I forgot, I never mentioned this yesterday. I wasn't here. Or I don't know if these guys mentioned it, but the BOC gave a 50 BPS rate cut. So yeah, that was mentioned. So Adara definitely covered that one there for sure. So I mean, hey, good luck on the BOC. Maybe I thought they would go for a pause or something a little less, but it is what it is.
What was the auction?
Okay,
thanks.
Okay, so was there a bond auction today or something?
Yeah, Darren just told me that there was a bond auction. We'll cover it in a hot second, guys.
Yeah, the 10-year?
I don't even know.
Oh,
I don't even know. I can
we'll
look
figure
at
it out right now.
on my calendar.
Yeah, fine. That's what we got the news
Yeah.
for. But yeah, what do you got rocking and rolling?
All right, guys, I did pretty good here on this VKTX short ram. Initially, we got short at 54s. I was able to add at 82s. I wet my beak initially there at 30s and then at 10s. So now I'm waiting to see whether or not this is going to make its way back above the 10, or sorry, not the 10, the $74 level. I've definitely moved down my stop from where it was, which was at 74 1/3. It is now a skosh above 74. What I want to see here is continually lower lows and lower highs. My only concern is you get a candle like this. This is where I printed on it. You get a candle like this. That's a bottoming tail candle. Although it closed red, my concern is there's a lot of buying down there. You don't get candles like that unless there's big boy buying. So that's what I'm concerned about now. All right, the 5-year auction, guys. We got a 1.67 print with the previous print coming in at 2.05. It's not a yield that I typically follow on my side charts. I follow the 2, the 10, and the 30, but the 5, we got that, and we'll keep an eye out on any specific market moves that may be as a result. But DJT, guys, we're still going here on DJT, man. 36.10. It is taking the Katina, man. It double bottomed at 33, and it's been a dang rocket ship to the high side since that time. DJT, there it goes. I mean, where'd we get this, Joe? Where'd we pick it up? Do we just punch and pray, or what's the situation?
I don't think that's a punch and pray. I think we missed our entry on that one, brother. We were talking about it way when it was back.
We were
in
talking
the olden
about
days
it
at the volume weighted average price there, and it's no longer. It has surpassed that. It is gone into whole new territory.
So are you of the theory that, we don't weasel up any higher than this? Because yesterday, the high of the day, Joe, 36.75.
Ooh, could go test that.
The Katina, man, is a light. $9 in the money.
Hit me
2,
with
3,
the
4,
storm.
5, 6, 7, 8. I'm sorry, I had to do it. 9. Good trade, Katina, man. We're going to shout you out.
We need the storm.
Oh, I don't have it yet.
I don't got it. They're trying to get it from me.
Ram's
They're
keeping
busy right now.
it close over there. Ram, can I get the
money storm.
the code for the money storm, please? Your boy DJT just popped up 15 pennies since you disparaged it, Joe.
Fabian sent it. Okay.
Fabian
so
sent
you
it?
So you could have.
Say again, dude. The Katina man said 20% on the Cybertruck, and we're getting, we yelled about that earlier. But we didn't yell that the Katina man called it. 20% on the day on TSLA. That was called out, but none other than Killa Katina, or you could call him Good Vibes Katina too.
The Killa Gorilla.
Killa Gorilla.
But that's Jared Cannonier. That's a UFC fighter. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so it's already taken. We can't use it anymore. But it's just the money man, Sean. That's it. The printing machine. Absolutely, guys.
What's that? Oh, main Trader TV live group.
All right, so we're gonna get that one. Yeah, see, people are asking for the money storm over here, so yeah, we're gonna get that one rolling here for you guys. I'm long here in NVDA. I thought we were gonna breach the volume weighted average price and continue to the north side. The SPY is starting to recover a little bit, and as are the Qs, trading more in the green. So we're holding these levels. If we can hold 139.5, there we go. If we can hold 139.5s, then I think we're going to be safe here. But if we break it, then we're going to get out of this trade. We gave it a little bit of room, so we're going to expect a little bit of a pullback. Hopefully we can hold these levels and then we can continue, or we just totally reject VWAP in general. But I like how we're slowly starting to curl over.
Hey, the money storm is good, but you know the original saying, Joe, was you're printing up a storm.
Printing up a storm.
So yeah.
But but Faye asked me this. He's like, oh, should I put it so that printers are kind of?
I would have put I would have put time and sales. That would have been my kind of thing, because that's the print.
Printing.
You know what I mean?
So yeah, we're
still good.
Yeah, we're still good. I like it. We like the money storm. We're printing up a money storm, so we're getting that going.
Okay, so Ram is officially deactivating our Stream Deck access because we had the gall to complain. And you know, I told you, bro, she's authoritarian.
Yeah.
Right. She doesn't put up with a lot, and if you get on her wrong side, it's gonna be trouble. So
dictatorship.
She's basically my boss as a Katina man. I can't disagree with that.
But hold on, Katina man just came back from the gym, though.
Yeah. Hold on. We want information.
No, we're worried. We're worried about it.
The people want to know, bro.
We're worried about it.
The people want to know. The people want to know what you're.
We are. Get the light. Yeah.
Good times up here. The dead one is almost going green, guys. 230. 75 break and take on AAPL. AAPL recovering, but awfully weak on the day. This was a good double, triple, quadruple bottom. 228.75 to 228.50. It broke and took VWAP. It took the, let's call this, the midday high there at around 1020. That was 230.37. However, it is literally at yesterday's closing print. That closing print is 230.76. This could be an interesting short here on the dead one, Apple, because now, well, if you're a believer of our friend Ming Chi Kuo, then you're probably a little bit bearish on Apple, because the super cycle may not manifest in the way that people have believed. If you believe him, iPhone sales, according to Ming Chi Kuo, are going to get cut. Production is getting cut by around 10 million iPhones. That was specific to Q4 of this year. He later explained himself a little bit, I guess maybe because of all the vitriol he received online, not sure. In any event, guys, you know, we don't like to put too much stock into what one analyst says. What I wanted to hear and what I didn't hear was from the telecom companies. We got a little bit of, information from Verizon about kind of the demand that they were getting for the 16. I didn't hear too much of that come out of AT&T. They reported this week as well. That's really what I was looking for. The telecom companies to tell us whether or not that super cycle was coming. Obviously, supplier information as well is good, but yeah, that's the look right now, Joe. Tesla day high, breaking through 257 2/3. Big moves. Shout out to Tisha. What a nice move on MNPR. I told you, Tisha, I'm not touching this thing. Tisha, did you trade this? Tag me in the chat, Tisha. Let me know if you traded this. Tell me, also let me know if you like trading these halting names, because I know Tisha's all over the small cap gappers. She's always trading them in the chat. Shout out to her. But I don't know, Tisha, like when they can't stay open, I feel like it's really hard to manage risk. Sometimes you're on the good side of the halt, sometimes not so much. Let me know what you or what your move is with those, Tisha, because I usually stay away from them, Joe.
Yeah, good luck. Someone asked me in the chat to look at LUV. I know they reported this morning as well, too. So, from a daily perspective, let's take a look. It's not something that I want to own, and I know, Nick W., you mentioned this, that they settled something. I didn't read too much into this stock, but from a daily perspective, it's not something that I don't think I would want to own for the long term. I mean, some of the aerospace companies, they're a little bit tough to handle. So I think, Nick W., there's better looks than love. So just keep your eye out, keep doing your due diligence, and look for something else there. But as for me, I wouldn't get involved in this stock because there's a lot more out there. So yeah, guys, we're just gonna keep looking on. Yeah, I mean, NVDA, the SPY is starting to crawl. We're up about 0.25% now, which is really good for the overall market. Let's pull up. Let's pull that up. We'll pull the SPY up here for you guys. And as you can see, we put in this potential bottom. So, oh Jesus. So, all right, there we go, guys. So yeah, I mean, it looks like we put in a bottom here, but around 576.65, which is really good. And then we started to V correct back. And I mean, the pre-market high isn't too far away, 580. So if we can continue, if NVDA and some of the semis start to pick up a little bit, then I think this can drag some momentum towards the top side for them. And I think the financials were a little bit weak too. Same with XLE and some of the overall sector ETFs. So as you can see, the market is starting to crawl back and start to recover. We are positive on the day, so we'll just continue to look at that. What do you got going on, brother?
Good stuff, man. I'm looking at Tesla, Joe, and I'm continuing to look at DJT, thinking maybe I can weasel into a trade at 36 or so. I'm really unsure about how to weasel into this. I feel like, this is a bit of a bigger holdup than we've gotten. I mean, you had a couple of holdups over here, and now we're getting, I don't know, what is this? A 3, 4, 5 candle holdup. You got a couple of green bad boy candles in there. Yeah, I'm getting long. I'm gonna get long. I'm gonna look up DCA into 36 to possibly take advantage of that. So that's the look there. I'm long on DJT right now. Ooh. Yeah, I know. I'm a little crazy, right. Whatever it is. We're doing real well, though, on VKTX here, Joe. I'm really happy with the short. Looking for that 73 break. Ideally, I want 72. Come on, 73 break, 73. Last time we held up at 73, but it was a quick liquidity grab to the short side. This is more of a sustained down move, right? And I like the fact that we gave up the ghost at 73.5 because that was a bit of a support level during our way up on the second way up. But we keep finding a bit of a bid. I mean, I'm not surprised. It's up 20 some odd %. There's going to be people who are interested in punching in, but I'd like something in and around 72. So we're going to hang out at the $0.50, come what may. From that, there we go. We're putting that in there, and we're going to see what transpires from there. Let's go ahead and put, where are we on DJT? We're break even right now on Donald John Trump. I'm going to look to defend 36. Well, we're not going to give it too much room in terms of that. 35.91, I'm corrected there, as the closing print yesterday. So maybe if it's not 36, it's that 91 that holds up. So we'll keep an eye out on that one. Back to VKTX here, as I see it is nearing 73. I'd love a 73 break. Let's go. I think we can definitely drop off. There it is. The bid below 73 now. The ask still at 06s. We're going to need this one to drop a little bit more. It's still got good amounts of liquidity as a buy. Like there's people stepping in up. I'm not definitely pushing the price up, but you can see that the bid is still there. The bid hasn't just like dissipated and gone the way of the dodo bird. So we're going to keep an eye out on that, see what we get there. DJT still wiggling and waddling. I don't even think that's a word or an expression. I'm making stuff up now. Dara likes it, so we're just going to go with it. Basically not doing anything right now above 36 bucks. It was a great move up for Donald John Trump. What are you looking at, Joe? Yeah,
I just got out of my NVDA position. We didn't break and hold how we were expecting it to, so that's okay. I think the semis are a little bit weak today. I didn't even really look too much at AMD because that thing has just been absolutely getting beat up. I was talking with Wayner in the back earlier. I was like, man, this thing just doesn't want to give me a fill on a specific contract. So it trades to those levels in the pre-market and then just absolutely tanks and gives up everything that it's done in the pre-market. So this thing is weak. I mean, there is some hope. There's one thing that I am keeping my eye on from a technical standpoint, and it's this specific candle right here. I mean, hey, potential bottoming tail candle, and then we continue to the top side. So we'll see if this level holds. If we can hold 150, then I think we can start to pull back and maybe start testing the 160s and such again. But as for that, AMD, it's weak. Not overly too long bias on that. So we'll see what's up with that one there. Google is starting to pull back a little bit here now as well too. So we'll take a look at Google. It was strong. It breached VWAP, held, and and then stopped around these pre-market consolidation levels around 163.5s. So we're trading around 162, 163 right. Sorry, about 163 right now. So that's a good look there on Google. I mean, we talked about the potential setup earlier in the day, right? So I am bullish on this stock. I think that Google is going to trade to the top side. So let's just keep that for note, and we'll see how it turns out. If we break these levels, then the thesis is going to be abandoned, right? That's not the trade idea. Once the trade idea is proven to have not worked, then there's no reason until other signals show up to say continue to push that too. So guys, we only got about 40 minutes left. We talked some iron condors. This is a potential setup here for an iron condor, but I mean, we do have earnings, so avoid that. So if this were be kind of in the middle of the dead season after earnings and we're trading around like this, you can look to do the 157.5s and the 170s or the 172.5. And that would say, okay, we don't think that price is going to go higher or lower than that, so we can create a trade based off of that. And that is the benefits of options trading. We don't have to be like, I'm long, I'm short. We can do multiple things in that perspective. Brother, what do you got going on?
I'm asked by Lexter01, do you guys have news on NXL? And I don't. All I have is this breakout alert here from Trade Ideas about it. So that's all I've got right now. I don't know if Adara has anything on NXL. I personally don't see anything right now. Let me look at some of the previous entries. What is this? Nexalin Technologies, $20 million market cap. It's up to $2, up 45% on the day. I don't have news on it. I really don't. I apologize for that. Well, I don't apologize for not having it. I'm sorry I couldn't help. I'd like to be a bit more, helpful. But yeah, this is what he's looking at. Let's show the chart on NXL. It's not one that I had my eye on today in terms of small cap gapper, but let's put some respect on this one's name. Let me flip to the 1 so we can get a bit of a better look. This bad boy halted right at 1 o'clock there. With that was a 10 or 15 minute halt right there. Let's just put in the ticker NXL. There it is. Yeah, $2 is having trouble with that. I'm not seeing anything. Adara's got something possibly there at the big desk. What do you got, Adara?
I don't have much. I'm going to be really honest with you. I couldn't find any catalyst with regards to this move on Nexalin Technology today. We did have a catalyst, though, from Tuesday afternoon, which gave it a bit of a pop. Then, at that time, the company announced that it is it's announced this planned clinical trial using its headset with a partnership with this UC San Diego and San Diego VA. So, looks like a VA hospital and San Diego collaboration there for Nexalin. Again, this was announced on Tuesday around 2:15 p.m. No current catalyst. This company does, though, specialize in medical devices. As Sharif said, $16.6 million market cap I'm seeing right now, 8.1 million share float, and not even a lot of social media interest. So I really don't have much to explain this move. Worth noting, though, this is not the first time they've run this week, guys.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that, Adara. We do what we can, but we can't find anything on it right now. Sorry, couldn't help there. I'll keep my eye on it. If anything comes in, I will definitely let you know. All right, let's look at some of these trades right now. I'm still holding DJT. I'm thinking about adding here on VKTX, especially if we reject. That's exactly what I'm doing. Especially if we reject, which we kind of are at this area of previous support. Now let's see if it acts as resistance. I don't have too much left, and I want to add a little bit more. So now my price is at 40s. All right, so let's see if we can wet our beak right here on the way down. The reason I got short at 73.40 was because we were holding up at that area on the way down initially. Then we weaseled up, and then we found support right there. Resistance, right there. So I'm looking possibly for it to act as resistance and bang, right, get it right quick, Joe. We get it right quick, like this trade. So all right, we're gonna keep an eye out here on VKTX. I'm still got my beak wetter for another dip trade or a fill at 72.60. We'll keep tabs on that. Donald John Trump, what are you doing? No, Donald, no. Donald is breaking down, and I'm about to get stopped out. You called it, Joe. Well, we're at the 10 right now. We're at the 10 exponential right now, Joe. So this could be an interesting holdup. But if we excuse me, give up the 10 on Gonzino. What are you looking at?
Yeah, I'm over here looking at AAL, guys. They reported as well too. So we had someone in the chat mention Southwest. So I'm just gonna over here. I'm just taking a gander at it to see. We're down about just under 2%, 1 3/4 on the session. As for the report, I didn't read too much into the report, but I mean it's not being perceived well by Wall Street. It did start to recover a little bit here. And when I was watching it in the pre-market, getting my morning analysis all done, I was like, can this thing continue? But as you can see, once the market opened, it decided to sell, and then it could no longer breach and hold the volume-weighted average price. So this is something that I was looking at, as well as UPS, because they reported this morning, and UPS was relatively strong. When I was looking at it, it was up about 10% as well, too. So as you can see, guys, AAL is continuing to the southeast. All right, so let's take a look at UPS while we're at it. Just because, so yeah, I mean, it's gave back some of what it gained in the pre-market, up about 4.7% on the session, which is really good. So up about $6. And I mean, I thought it was United Postal Service for so long, Sharif, but it's Parcel.
I thought it was Postal too, bro. I'm there with you.
I swear.
You're not on your
for the longest time, yeah. So I'm like, what the hell? Okay, so we get that one fixed up there quickly. But I mean, the stock has been absolutely decimated. It's been not a good investment, been lagging the overall market. So there's other things that you can look to get into, because when you see stocks like this, it's best that you don't try to pick the bottoms. Let them report a couple solid quarters, and then you can look to join there, because if they can come with back-to-back quality quarters, 2 or 3 quarters in a row, then that means say, hey, maybe the projection of the stock is slightly changing. All right, so we'll take a look at that. Yeah, Piper, no, don't worry. Hopefully I answered your question. That was a good one there. But yeah, so that's UPS and AAL. NVDA is starting to pull back in a little bit, and so is the SPY and the Qs. What do you got going on?
Yes. Yeah, I got bamboozled on the stop. That's right, Havana, but I'm right back in, baby. Where is it? There we go. All right, we're about...
Adara's clapping over there.
Yeah, Adara, bro, Adara's #1 hype woman. I was going to say hype man, but that's not accurate. So shout out Adara. All right, the human algo doing algo things at the big desk, baby. Every day before we get on, she's got sick levels on whatever spready ticker she has chosen to watch on the day.
Very specific on it.
Yeah, that's the way it is, Joe.
That's it.
All right, here we go. We're about 30 pennies in the money, almost, on Donald John Pump. We're looking to wet my beak. I've got a bigger position here into 36. Get that beak wet, baby. Shout out to Neil. We're going to take out some profits here on DJT. Cancel this order. Thank you. And now I'm holding a bit of a bigger position. I want to see a bit of a break and take. Sorry, Havana, man. Sometimes the bamboozlement comes. It didn't hold at 36. It didn't hold at the closing print. But you know where it did hold, Havana? The 10. Sometimes it just, sometimes it's just that way. So we'll look to do a little bit better here on Donald John Pump. Now, I could have DCA'd rather than taking out my position. And the reason I don't do that is because I've done that in the past, and then you end up getting a monster position and a way bigger loser than you had originally planned. So I'd rather just get out of the position, and if I like what I see, get right back in. There's 36. Let's see if we can go up a little bit. All right, with the big kahunas today. Get it, Havana. All right, nicely in the money now. Let's go, Donald. Can Donald get back up into 30s?
Oh, let's go. What a recovery. See, but no, that's perfect, Sharif. I really like that. You got out when you were supposed to, and then you got right back in when you were supposed to.
Dude, sometimes you just get lucky, and let's just call a spade a spade. I think that's what it is up there.
I don't know. I don't think we're going to go with the luck. That is skill there, my friend.
I don't know about that.
Let's see what the 8-ball has to say.
Oh,
let's see.
I was having all sorts of trouble yesterday with the 8-ball, bro.
Let's see. Was it...
She was shaking it.
Was it luck or was it skill? It says, why not ask Perplexity?
Perplexity? Who ordered this thing?
Yo, the thing is, this is crazy. I was reading some of them. I'm like,
that
what?
is jokes.
Yeah, so there you go.
You did it the right way, because I think Satya was just shaking it too hard, right? All right, what does this one say? It is certain.
It is certain that it was skill.
Okay. Oh, no. Then I disagree. I'm just joking. I know, right? All right, guys, let's have a look at some of these Mag 7 names. We just got a nice bounce on the future. At the volume weighted average price, we had weaseled well above the future there, or the VWAP on the NQ December contract, getting into about 20,390. We come back in, look like trying to defend that volume weighted average price level. We had been chopping and churning at it from around 12:30 to when we really got away from it there at 1 o'clock. But we're right back there. I'm looking at Tesla again. Guess why? Because the future's holding up at VWAP, and Tesla seems to be doing a 2-candle holdup at the 10 exponential, and it's right back above. So let's see if Tesla wants to curl up. Man, I can't believe this. 20% midday, and we haven't given up a lot of it. That's not a bad look there. So that's what I'll be looking at. Let's see what DJT's up to. Still whiffling and waffling with 36. I'm just going to pack my patience with this one. Looking to print up a little bit more. How's my VKTX trade doing? All right, not too bad. 10 pennies in the money over here. But we're still getting those lower lows and lower highs, guys, on VKTX. It is below the 20. It's below the 10. The only other area right now that we could hold up at is the $73 level. And that is until I don't see any support from 73 to about 71 and a quarter, 71 and a third. That's where VWAP is. And I don't really have any price action support on VKTX in the intervening period either. Let's have a look. Let's do some 5-minute charting over here. So 73, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 candle hold up on the 5-minute chart at 73 generally. And if we give up that, then I'm looking at 72. I think 72 makes sense, and you have a 3-candle hold up initially on the way to 72. 72 gives way, you're looking at 71 and a quarter, 71 and a third. That's VWAP. That's all predicated upon, though, $73 giving up the ghost there. But Dara's got up. Money talks at the big desk.
I have the weekly chart up here for the DXY, though. It's worth noting on the daily, we're taking quite the move to the downside. It was a bearish engulfing last time I checked. The weekly, though, I wanted to pull up because I like to look at a different time frame than what we're going to necessarily see on the morning edition of this segment. We have seen some lower highs since a bit of a peak that we reached here in October, the fall of 2022, around this 114 area. But we've generally held support around 100. We saw that bounce we had just above 100 starting at the end of the month. We have now we're poised to make our 4th straight green candle unless the sell-off today continues. But we're also into a bit of a potential resistance area here. My previous support at 104.38. So we'll see what happens here. We definitely sold off from that level, holding up just above 104 as of right now. Tomorrow we're going to be getting the Michigan Consumer Sentiment at 10 a.m. We'll also have the core durable goods coming through here, as well as the durable goods at 8:30. But I want to talk here about this final Michigan Consumer Sentiment print, because we had a 5-month high for this metric in September here around 70.1. The preliminary print for October, though, actually showed some declines, coming in at 68.9, below estimates here of 70.8. So tomorrow we're looking for 69.1, still definitely above the previous print, but below those estimates. So let's see if we can push back up here after that drop from a 5-month high for the Michigan Consumer Sentiment. Guys, you only have 20 minutes left to vote for any ticker of choice. Get in the chat, !join, space, $, and whatever ticker you're looking at today.
Thank you very much, Adara. That is the prompt. That exclamation point, the word join, then hit that space bar. Then you got to hit the shift 4, Joe, and then type in the ticker of your choice. Let's see what people are talking about in the chat. You've got Small Town Pyro talking about DJT. Darius likes the bars coming from Adara. NXL is being talked about by Reza. Reza, get into the chat. Vote for NXL. Let's see what else people are talking about over here. Join Trader Joel doing his part there. Join MCD. Thank you. If you want to look at MCD, McDonald's, Adara's been looking at that all day. Get into the chat. Vote for MCD. The big kahunas will look at that. See what they think about it. Let's see what Isaac Williams, IBRX, very bullish. Throw in the chat, Isaac. Maybe other people have an idea as well. Ash Zeker voting for Tesla. I think Tesla's probably going to be the #1 name on the rundown today. At least I hope it is. Throw it in the chat if you haven't voted for Tesla. You want to see the $1 million winner that Katina has, or the $1 million winner that Neil has on that. Throw it in the chat. I'm sure they're more than willing to talk about it because it was a good trade for both. talking about NVIDIA killing him today. Yeah, there's just some of those days, Zach, and I feel you there. Throw it in the chat. If you want the big kahunas to tell you maybe how they would have done it a little bit differently, then that's the only way you have to do it. I appreciate everybody that votes, and you do the channel, obviously, a good service by doing that. Joe.
Yeah, good stuff there, guys. We're over here in UPS now. We're seeing if we can start to slowly curl over a little bit here, and then maybe we can go test some volume-weighted average price. But as of right now, we don't mind this entry right now. On UPS, we started to hold this bottom around 136.90 or 137, so it held really well right here. So let's see if we can continue and start to curl back over towards the volume-weighted average price. It is a NYSE stock, so they do tend to move a little bit differently, and it's 1:30 in the afternoon, so times are a little bit slow. The boys on Wall Street are out to lunch. So we'll see what's going on with that. But as of right now, we like this position. And Sharif, I know you're fist pumping over there. So what do you got cooking up, my
73 would drop. There it is, Joe. Now we're printing the $0.75 of a dollar on VKTX. This was an addition. I originally got short 73.60, then 73.80. Then we added at 73.40. I've been waiting for a hot minute here at 55s. I think I'm done waiting, Joe. We're taking it out here. Happy with this trade. Now, if it pops up into 73 and I see a wall of selling, I will certainly be interested in adding there. Why? Because it did the same thing at 73.40. Initially, it found support. There was a buyer at 73.40. Then we gave up the ghost. We weaseled down to 73. I got printed. And then what happened? We weaseled up to 73.40, the same area that we had been finding support, now acting as resistance. Well, that same situation I just outlined happened with 73. We got down to 73, Joe, got up to 73.40 again.
Excuse you.
Yeah, excuse me there. And then if we work our way back into 73, I'm certainly interested in adding at that level as well. VKTX, we did well on this one. To the top side, we're doing okay on it. To the downside right now, up 20%. It's not a small cap gapper. It's about 8 billion or so market cap. What's DJT doing? DJT back above 76. Where are we long? We're long 68s. Now we're printing 15s. I'm still waiting at 30s, Joe, because I think that we can take out the top on Donald John Trump. It's been Donald John Pump lately. Now we're printing 20s. All right, let's go, DJT. I'm waiting at 30s, and we're going to wait around there. My man, John Del Segno, he's one of your boys there, eh? It means he's probably Italian, Katina, man. I mean, I can't say that.
Hey,
the Katina man is making me feel bad. All right, Joe. Yes, ma'am. Can I just... I actually don't know.
I'm half Jamaican.
No way.
Yeah.
And half what?
Canadian.
Hey.
yeah.
Hey.
Half man, half Asian.
Joe.
Yeah.
We got the e-signal ad read, Ram? Okay, I'm sorry. Geez, she gets really upset if we don't do things her way. All right, guys, it is time to trade smarter, not harder. Upgrade to an elite trading experience. You'll be able to analyze, you'll be able to strategize, and I hope you'll be able to capitalize off those opportunities. You'll be able to see you'll be able to foresee profitable opportunities with the platform you need. You get infinite data, you get instant trading. You get to know where the market is moving before others with that lightning fast execution and data. They've also got fantastic charts that change the game, some would say. You can customize and analyze the markets faster in the way that you want. We all know a good trading plan requires back testing. You get better back testing. You get better scanning. You can predict the future by understanding the past. That reliable real-time data gives you up to the second market information from hundreds of global markets. It's literally everything you need all in one place. So don't miss a beat. Execute your best trades now. If you're ready to elevate your trading, you will scan that QR code on the bottom right of your screen or weasel into the description of this video and click said link. Shout out to the good folks there at eSignal. And Joe, it's only about 7 days until you and I get eSignal account.
eSignal account.
And we're able to show the great people what kind of platform it is.
Yeah,
they can see it live and live in color.
It does.
Katina man has been using it for a hot minute.
Yeah.
He doesn't bring it down all the
Senior
time,
trader.
but I'm sure it'll
Veteran.
be. don't know about that. The Katina Man says,
Come on.
Katina Man says his first login was the day Joe was born. Joe.
22 years old.
Are we privy to know your age? Or
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm not scared of it. I was born 1992.
You
The
are
best
exactly
year. The
10
best
years
year.
younger than me.
The best
Exactly.
year. The 5th of October, 1992. Libra. There's no better year than 92.
What happened in '92? There was the Olympics
Well,
in
I wouldn't
Barcelona.
know.
That's all.
I was just born. I don't know really what was going down
Love
in
it, bro.
92.
I don't know what was going
But I know that I graduated in 2010 of high school.
Okay.
And then, yeah, that was it. So that's it, 2010. The 10s, baby. That was the
Love it.
best year to ever graduate, I think.
Fantastic look there. I don't know, Katina Man, did you punch in, did you get a login account in '92 for eSignal? I don't know if eSignal was around, Katina Man. People started day trading during the .com bubble or the .com boom. At least that's when I think people started day trading. Yeah, it's like
Maybe.
the .com stuff there. Hey, you're getting some love there from the Katina Man.
The assassin, the baby
All
face
right.
assassin, he called.
Guys, VKTX still going lower, guys. There, it just got a touch at 72.60. It has been putting in lower highs and lower lows ever since that quick glance that it had at the $75 level. And it has been, I don't want to say a predictable trade, but it kind of has. And especially in the direction and in where to re-up. Because it's shown you, oh, look, I'm holding up here. Oh, I'm rejecting here. And so you're able to get in on those levels once they give way. So here we go. It gave me 73, but I was too busy asking Joe what year he was born and all that other stuff. I missed the 73 edition on this one. Now it's down into 60s. VWAP though, guys, at 71 1/3, but I'm still interested to see how it trades at 72. We talked about that. It's an interesting level on the 5-minute chart. I'm talking about that $72 level. Donald John Pump is making a lower high, and I don't know how to feel about this. So we know that initial pump up there through the closing print from yesterday took us to 76 and essentially a third. And then we worked our way back off the 10 exponential and got to 36, 20. So that's a lower high. So we had the third, now we've got a fifth, and now we're back at that $36 area. So I'm unsure how to feel about this level or this price action right now. We're still above the 10 exponential. We're still green. So there's that kind of stuff that's keeping me in the trade. But for how much longer? We're long 68s. I don't want to give too much back because I'm still holding a bigger position on this. So we'll see. Donald John Trump, super interesting right now. I don't know. What do you think about this one?
Hey, DJT, I mean, I think I like your entry on that one. We can pull it up here on the charts. I like your entry on that. I like your exit and then your entry. How much higher we go? I don't think we go too much higher on this thing, to be honest with you. Unless we get a little afternoon buy program on DJT. I mean, it definitely could.
Turn it
if the volume starts to turn on the buy program. Yeah, I'll turn. I'm like, yeah. So if I could do that, I would.
Hey.
There's one thing I would turn. If I could turn on the buy program, it would be for the advanced micro devices.
I know. You're holding those calls.
So yeah. So Joe, can you give your thoughts on GPCR, Snap on the day and Snap on the daily? Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's take a look at Snap.
Crackle.
Snap. Let's see what Snap's looking at. What is that? Is it? So why is it? Here we go. Chopping around a little bit. Not the prettiest price action. I mean, it depends what you're looking to do or what kind of strategy you're looking to employ on this. But as of right now, it's a little bit choppy. It has about 8.25 million shares traded on the day. So, I mean, Snapchat, I think a lot of people these days still use Snapchat. I personally still use Snapchat. So we'll see what that is. But I mean, there's better stocks, there's better trending stocks to look at, Nick W, than Snapchat. So keep your eyes open. Keep looking out for those other tickers and see what's going on, guys. I see Mara popping up on my scanner. So let's take a look at Mara because Bitcoin, it was strong in the earlier sessions. So let's see if it's following its strength. All right. So we'll take a look at Mara. I don't know why it always does that. So yeah, relatively weak, down about just under 1% on the session. putting in this potential bottom. So maybe it starts to curl around a little bit here. Let's see what Bitcoin is up to, if it's still strong or it's starting to pull back in a little bit. But other than that, Mara's tough. The miners are tough. You really want to see these things start to pick up some steam when Bitcoin starts picking up some steam. So look at that look on Mara. Hopefully you took the short there as well on that. So guys, yeah, I'm still over here in UPS. So let's go back to UPS and see what it is up to. Printing. Yeah, I mean, it's a little spready right now. So we'll see if we can continue and hold on to this. We gave it a little bit tighter of a stop. So if we breach 39s, then we're going to get out of this trade totally. So yeah, I mean, hey, there seems like there's a lot of Jamaicans and a lot of Caribbean family in the chat. So that's pretty cool, guys.
Hey.
So yeah, good look out there. I forget, I thought I heard Neil mention something where he was from yesterday.
Antigua.
Antigua, yeah. So there you go, Antigua.
He likes to let everybody know that. How many beaches I got, Neil? 365 beaches, one for every day of the year.
One,
Joe.
okay, so there you go.
That's his
oh,
line.
and yeah, no, what I heard is that I think you guys were talking about rice and peas yesterday. And how,
yes.
yeah, so we're going to take proud ownership of that because everybody likes Jamaican rice and peas. So yeah, that's it, brother.
Neil's like, yo, rice and peas are not exclusively Jamaican.
Oh,
right?
they're not. They're by far, any means, they're definitely not.
Just like beef patties, apparently. Any non-well-known, like jerk, obviously chicken, beef patties, these are well-known to be kind of Caribbean food. Anything specific?
And I love it because Dewey just pointed in the chat, he put the Trinidadian flag. Doubles. If you've never had a double in your life, then you are missing out on life. Have you ever had a double? Yeah, it's called a double.
No.
So way back in the day, I went to Trinidad and I had doubles. So what it is, it's like a flavored dough with like a chickpea paste. The flavoring of the dough is absolutely phenomenal.
Really?
So there's places that you want to check out, Leela's and Indar's.
I'm gonna have to text you.
Leela's is in Mississauga, Indar's in Rexdale Boulevard, Toronto. Those are the most authentic doubles you can try in the city, and it's one of the best foods on the planet. I love doubles.
I love. There you go. If you're in Southern Ontario, if you're not in Toronto, you want to make the trip. There you go.
There you go.
Joe dropping all lines, not just about options, baby.
Cuisine.
Food, he's got the food plug too.
A foodie.
Man, have you seen the rocket chip, otherwise known as Tesla?
It's like a Caribbean food. It's like a Trini food. So it's like, it's like a little pastry. It's just called a double,
Fantastic. Look. All right, guys, here we go. Tesla 258 dancing right now. It's printed the quarters. It's a good look right now for the Cybertruck. Big moves up today on Tesla. It doesn't look like it wants to stop. We're almost at 21% on the day. We're at 20.8 right now. Here comes $28 again. Does it breach or do we pop again this time? What a move up. Looks like there is a bit of a sell right now on the Cybertruck. Great look right now for TSLA.
It's a festival.
Meta as well seems to have an interesting area there.
I mean, fried dumpling, you get the circle, but then the festival, you get it.
Okay. So Meta is at an interesting area as well because it's gotten up to this. What is this? 567 2/3, and it's had all sorts of selling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candle holdup at this random area of 567 2/3 on META. It still hasn't put a lower high though. This candle still putting in a higher low than its predecessor, but this is very interesting here with this 6 candle holdup at a completely random area. Now I'm negative on Meta. It's my biggest loser on the day. I'm 0 for 3 on it. So I don't want to really go 0 for 4. Why not? You're already 0 for 3. Might as well just go 0 for 4. What's the big deal? No, of course it's a big deal. Let's load up META over here and have a look. We already have it loaded up. And there it is. Some selling right now, and it's coinciding with an interesting area of holdup at the future. 20,387 seems to be an interesting area. Did this one print a newer low? Not quite yet. Oh, there it comes. Wow, I'm really missing this one. Now it's really dropping here. META down into 567. Does it find a bit of a bid at these levels? Is the future coming down, or what's the situation here, Joe? What's your look?
Yeah, we're still holding this this UPS here. We're going to see what's going on with UPS. Sorry, the chat's just going crazy. They're loving this soul food talk. Neil and I were talking festivals and dumplings. So, man, it's definitely working up an appetite over here. So we're having good talk on that type of food. So, guys, we might have to get out of this soon because it's not curling up how I want it to. I know that it's a little bit of a slow burner, but I liked how we formed in this support zone around 137.05. So we're going to see if we can continue to hold a little bit here. I think we have put in a potential bottom. It did give up a lot of its gains from the earlier pre-market session and the report. So we're going to continue to hold on to UPS for as long as we can. We might tighten up this stop a little bit, but I'm looking for it to continue. If we can break resistance around 138, then I think we can start to crawl to that side, to the top side as well here too. So guys, we only got about 10 minutes left. The time flies. So if you have any questions on iron condors or anything like that, make sure you put them in the chat. We'll try to get through them before the end of the session. Bitcoin is still kind of grinding, holding this 38. IBIT, is about 39.60, which we really like. We want to see these levels hold on Bitcoin so that we can continue to the top side as well there. So if we can continue to hold the 67, 68,000 level, then I think we can continue northeast, guys. What do you got going on, bro?
All right, we're just having a look here at the future. Tesla is just a rocket ship to the high side there, guys. It's just taking out the highs. Every time I look at Tesla, it's at a new high. Here we go. It's printing 38s right now. This is a monster move, 258, 38, dipping back down to 258. It's been defending this general 258 level for a hot minute over here. Now, it really is going to depend on... Ooh, wow. Okay, yeah, it just keeps getting into that 258, but it's just so quick. I'm unable to make the right decisions. All right, let me just look quickly at my MetaTrade. All right, nice. 50 penny winner on the Zuck train right now, looking to extract a bit more. Where are we short? 95s. It just got printed at 45s, but it's zigging and zagging. It's zigging and zagging. I'm looking for a 566 print near and around volume weighted average price. Let's hang out over here on 566, and we're just going to hang out right there, hopefully get a print down south. But I'm keeping my stop in the same place. So we took it out at a little bit below the $0.50. And so I need to keep an eye on that. Yeah, man, Cybertruck definitely defending 258 on the way up. A new high a day, 258.46. This thing feels like it's going to 260, Joe. And it's just a matter of time here. We're 21% in the green right now with how many shares of volume have we traded on Tesla today? There goes the high a day. Yeah. The volume, Joe, it's a light. 143.3 million shares. It's not that much. Not that much.
And most of them are your friends, because you...
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, we always call everything our friend. That's kind of like a running gag around here. Keeping an eye on Donald John Trump too, Joe, because it put in a higher low. So we were worried about this one compressing, Ram, making lower highs. But now we've got that trough that initially where I got in at 35.60s, and now we've got the hold up here at 70s as we work our way above, try to work our way above 36 again. This is interesting for a number of reasons. One, because it looks like it's a bull flag or a bull pennant kind of forming. There's your big move up. That's the pull. And then you've got a compression pattern. What does that mean? Compression pattern means you're putting in lower highs, but you're also putting in higher lows. So kind of like a triangle, a pennant. And so right now, it's kind of doing that. And if you listen to the books on technical analysis, what they say is usually the breakout from the bull pennant or bull flag resolves in the direction of the original trend. Well, the original trend is to up and to the right, or as you like to say, northeast, right? So I'm looking for possibly a break and take of 36.20 on DJT. That takes us above this area crest over here, which would be a newer high. And then we could be in position to possibly test that high of day break at 36, and a third. So DJT only up 0.5 percentage point, but we know how this bad boy seems to trade. All right, back to Meta. Bid at 42, ask at 71. I'm waiting at 15s. And this candle has now made 3 lower highs. If we get back into VWAP, that would be around 566.90, 565.90. Let's say 566. All right, so that's where I'm putting my order to front run that 566 possible dip. And what I'm seeing on Meta is a double top. here at a random area. Again, 567 and 2/3, not an area I had earmarked, nor is it reflected in the price action at all. But I mean, it speaks for itself there. 3 candle hold up over here, 3 candle hold up over here. And if we break the neckline, which is VWAP, then we could be headed possibly into that 563.70, which is yesterday's closing print. Meta bamboozled me 3 times today. The 4th time, I guess, wasn't a charm for Meta. It was a charm for me because we did a little bit better on this one, Joe. So
Yep.
what do we got over here? Chill vibes. While Tesla is pamping, NVIDIA can't even pass 140. I know. I've been looking at it. It keeps rejecting off the volume weighted average price. It's not going to be its day every day, right? Tesla's got to shine some days too. Havana Woody, what's the theoretical on that, Sharif? Never mind, you got it. I know which what you're referring to, Havana. I apologize there. Didn't really have eyes on that one. Yeah, hey Davis, Sharif, Joe. Before it gets too late today, I wanted to thank you guys. You guys are a great show. You guys are awesome. Thank you. No, you're awesome, man. Thank you for saying nice things and being kind. We do appreciate you, and we do this, guys, every day, Monday, Friday, every day the market's open.
Man, it warms you up a little bit, doesn't it?
It does, bro. It does.
So no,
Because sometimes we get vitriol.
Yeah,
Right?
I catch some heat and stuff, but I think overall the vibes are good.
Yes, sir.
People like seeing what we got to. Your lessons are always fantastic. We went over gaps, island gaps and stuff with Sharif, island boys gaps and stuff like that. So, and then we're doing options on Thursdays as well too, guys, which you guys seem to really like. So yeah, Mr. Anderson, yeah, thank you, much appreciated. The love is just flowing in. Don't let our heads get too big, all right, guys? So, but just keep sending. We don't want to blow them up too much, but keep sending the love and much appreciated.
Yeah, much appreciated. And you're getting some more love here. Pro Trader, Chill Vibes, TA, Mr. Anderson. I like that technical analysis, Mr. Anderson. Yes, sir. Respect that. Yeah, again, thank you, guys. The man himself.
ADL.
That is not a bad one right there, Joe. Look at you, organic.
Man.
ADL. Adam, how do you feel about that one? Because he didn't like Arsenal, Adam. He's like, look, man, not everybody likes Arsenal. I don't want to be polarized.
So he's
All right,
ADL,
bro,
man.
I'm sorry.
He's ADL.
How about ADL? Shout out to you. Thank you again, Adam, for the kind words. Rob EV, any chance on your thoughts on ALGS on the 5-minute? You don't got to ask me twice. Let's have a look at AG, I believe. ALGS, excuse me, I misspoke. Ram. ALGS. Let's have a look at this one. This is the 1-minute look. Let's flip to the 5. Such a troll. This is a really good look, man. Volume-wise, I think there's more to be desired from ALGS. It's only done about 630,000 shares. But with respect to the technicals here, it's been quite sound. Higher lows, higher highs. The only bamboozlement came in at 110 when you got that monster move from 886 to 1035, and then you dropped quick as you like back down to 950. You did hold up at the 20, and you were awfully respectful of the 10 on most occasions. This is up 29.68%. The only problem with this one, it doesn't meet my volume standards. That is something to do with trading on a prop floor, obviously, because we have to be able to manage risk. Meta is back into my entry, so I'm, debating on whether or not this is going to be an out over here, whether to flatten out. Keep an eye out on this one. What else we got? Robbie V, I already answered that. Havana Woody, I bet Ram has heavy Scorpio influence too. I don't know. Havana brought it up, Ram. It's your birthday the other day. Maybe it has something to do with that. The Evolution Trader, the Gains team. Hey,
yeah, I like that one.
I
like that one. Locking in gains in the market and straight to the biceps as well too. So double gain lockage.
There you go. Big Spile. We still working on Joe's nickname. How about Jake Griffin? I don't know, man. I don't think he wants to be pegged as that. I'm gonna let him speak for himself. But
hey, man, a dominant blank Griffin, you can't go wrong with that.
All right.
Yeah,
and the greatest showman, it says it there.
The greatest showman.
The Joeman. That's pretty good. They're coming with.
They're coming. They're flowing. One's gonna catch,
bro.
One is gonna catch, and then we'll stick with that one.
All right. Yeah, I know. Let's let it happen organically.
Exactly.
Gorev, Joe, Sharif, thanks for another great show. So happy to catch Tesla at VWAP and now selling my last piece here. Shout out to you, Gorev, one of the OGs in the chat. Happy you were able to print on that today, my man. when everybody in the chat's printing, we're awfully happy for them as well, Joe. Halar, Sharif, Joe, you guys are a great team. Afternoon show is interesting and informative. We're going to hit the storm of prints over here, Joe.
Storm, let's go.
Let's go.
The money storm.
I'm a Leo moon. Why are you getting... I thought you didn't want... Well, you're putting it in the chat, Ram, and
Really
it's
awesome.
going to be available for anyone who wants to read it. Isn't that accurate or no? I know. Shout out to everybody over here. Shout out to Fat Figga, man. There they are. Trader Joe. Shout out to everybody. Look, guys, I'm still holding this meta short, and now we're printed 46s. I'm waiting at 15s. I've been waiting for a hot minute over here. I don't know whether I flatten out or not. We've got 2 minutes left on the show. I'd like to print on this, but obviously Meta's the bamboozler in chief for me today because I was 0 for 3 on it. This is the first dub we get on set Meta Trade. Couple of minutes left, Joe. Any final thoughts you got?
No, honestly, you guys are cracking me up in the chat. Yeah, it's always some funny stuff, guys. Thanks for showing Sharif and I the love. We talked about iron condors today, so hopefully that just gave you a different dynamic outlook on the market, and then the ability to manipulate options contracts to make a market neutral strategy.
Love it. Love it. Leaving us with the final thoughts. Adam, Joe loves Mexico. Got to have a name for him soon, surely. He's a legend already, no question about it. But Adam,
how did you know I loved Mexico? Oh yeah, I guess we were talking about. I love Mexico, man.
Yeah, well, who doesn't, bro? I mean, like, if you're from Canada, you love Mexico even more in the winter.
Yep.
Right? No, but seriously though, guys, here we go. Okay, so now we're down into 20s here on META. We've got 1 minute left on the show, guys. Printing 38s on the bid. I'm waiting at 15s. Ram. Tell me, Ram, should I flatten out here or wait for the dip? Add? Fabian, let's go. Come on, we're printing 10s. Fill me. Let's go. We're printing 10s over here. The spreader living up to its name, man. We're not getting the fill quite yet over here. Shout out to Adara. It is now 2 o'clock, so we're going to send you over to the Big Kahunas. And there it is. Yes, we got the fill. Shout out to everybody. Big Kahunas coming up next. Satea and I tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Leave them with a thought, Joe.
Hasta mañana. Hasta luego. Adios, everybody. Have a good day.
Peace.
I don't know how to follow that up. I was going to say, like, welcome to the afternoon show in a different language, but you're going to have to get it in English.